Yeah, it's in. We're live. We're live. Hi guys, Terry from Smoo's Workshop here. Welcome to another Saturday live with Smoo and the crew. I hope you are all doing well. Tonight we have Mr. Mike Mountain.
Hello everyone. Hiya.
We've got a new face in. She's been in the cave for a while, but she comes from America, so sometimes the time zones don't match up. It's Lynn Dipple.
Trump country. Trump country.
And we have Colin from Festa 67's Workshop.
Hello, people. Sorry I missed you last week and all of that.
Oh, you're going to make up for it tonight, Colin, aren't you?
Yeah. Apparently I've got to be good.
Yeah. And, of course, it's Mr. Dave Weiser Barker. How you doing, Dave?
All right.
So, hello. Right, I'll just go through it and say hello to everybody that's popped in the chat. First in, Rattlecan Rebel. Reporting for duty, sir. Well done. Ronald Borg's in. Good evening, Ronald. Tony Black's in. Evening, Tony. Who else have we got? Of course, Rattlecan Rebel as usual. Yay, Festa, rocking the house tonight. Somebody called Nelly P350. I don't know who that is. Kenneth M. Good evening, Kenneth. Paul Chaplin's in. Just coming down here. Aye, Rattlecan Rebel. Come on, Smooth. Been waiting all week.
Alan's in Northwest Modder. Hello, Alan. Evening, mate.
Evening, Alan. Tony Black's going, woot. Hi, Alan. Oh, the chat's just went push.
My favourite name of all time, Frankie Goes to Bobby Wood. He's in. Happy Frankie.
I'm just, the chat went a bit loopy on me there.
Yeah.
Oh, Nelly's wondering who Yam is. Yeah. Oh, I'm still, not my chat's being funny, mate. Oh, I've got it now. Did I miss Yared?
The internet, eh?
Yeah, it broke the internet. I didn't see Yared in there, but it looks like Yared's in. Alan's in. Stephen, good evening, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're a bit light on numbers tonight, as usual, but that's okay. And it's going to be the last Saturday night for a wee while that Colin's going to be on because he's away for his hospital thing next week. Yeah, I'm just catching up on the chat there. Sorry.
Yeah, I think they might have an issue if I try and do a live hangout from the hospital.
Aye, for the hospital bed, live with Nurse Cam. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Build-wise this week, I've been painting Space Marines. Trying to get my Mojo back up. I've started on the Beetle, but I've not got a lot done. Maybe I'll pass over to Colin because we're kind of dedicating this Beetle build to Colin actually before he goes into hospital, and I believe there's some people already finished. So there's some photos up in the dungeon.
Yeah, I've just noticed that a couple of people seem to have started squirming.
Now, why would that be, Colin?
I may have not have been on last week, but I heard a couple of people might have cheated a bit.
Cheated?
So over to you, Mr. Mountain, and your honest expression. Would you like to explain yourself?
Yeah, I've not finished.
Well,
I'm nowhere near finished.
How far have we got then? Have we actually begun this build?
I painted the roof and put a cloth top on.
Oh, wow. You've done really well in such a short time, haven't you, mate?
For a week, yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Surfboard I've made.
Oh,
surfboard to go with it.
Oh, you've been a little bee, haven't you?
And I just got, I've been very busy, plus as well.
So whilst everyone else route build's been sort of obeying the rules, you've been kind of bending them, have you, mate?
No. Actually, there's a few in the group build that's actually completed theirs. They beat us to it.
Have they really? I haven't got to win yet, mate. Don't you worry. I can see.
Shane Young's in, by the way.
Hello, Shane. You're right. I think personally, Smoo, as a punishment for manipulating the rules, Mr. Mountain should be made to figure paint a 110 bust as a punishment.
I think we just well like that, actually.
If anyone in the chat's agreeable to that, feel free. And
I think Mike could do a 110 bust, no problem. A bit of flesh stones.
Dave seems to be not looking at the camera in the hope that I've forgotten him.
He's pretending he's drinking a cuppa.
Would you like to explain yourself, Mr. Dave? Why is the rum gone, Barker?
No, I did all right because I primed mine as per the rule. And then
yeah, 3 weeks ago.
Because I'm such a fast builder anyway, mine was finished within like 6 hours.
Hold up.
I can't help the way that I just, I am with modelling.
Is this the same bloke before on the Friday night held up a beetle with a stripe on it?
I was practicing.
You're joking.
Right.
I was only practicing. So I could do, learn how to do stripes, see?
Well,
his beetle's been in for his first service.
Yeah. it's for 6,000-mile service, mate.
Well, your punishment is either going to be a bit of scratch building or you've got a LED light something.
Hey, too late, Mr. Fester. I was one step ahead of you.
Oh, no. Pre-wired.
No, mate. No, I had to scratch build because I had to take off this to get the electricity in it.
Yeah, but Dave, it was pre-wired, mate. You're getting a soldering iron and an electronics kit, mate.
No, I had to fix it. I had to repair it because it was broken. It was a Smoo Industries approved bit of electricity.
Is there something wrong with your audio, Dave? Only you seem to have developed a bit of a nervous stutter, mate.
Oh, no, fine, mate. I'm trying to get this to work. It's the Smoo Industries approved.
Or is that Harris going?
Thing just give me a shock.
You just got a shock off it.
See, I did electricity and everything. There's lights in the back. And
Alan in the chat saying, "Yeah, make him do it." That means Mike's got a figure paint a 110 bust. Gets in.
Yeah.
Here's Alan.
I've done electricity and scrap building.
I was away for one Saturday, and look what's happened to you two pair of retrobates.
Mike's brother.
We don't mess about, do we, Dave?
Aye.
No, I can't help it if my fellow modelers are slow-ass baggers that take weeks to build the kit.
I hope you lot in the chat can help to Smoo out in my absence for the next couple of weeks.
You leave my son alone. You leave my son alone.
Tell him, Dad.
My son's back.
Yeah, Alan Northwest Modeler said Dave needs to scratch build an LED circuit. Good man. Good man, mate. Alan's a legend.
I thought you was my friend, Alan. I thought you was a mate. So, anyway.
John Mountain.
Hello, John. You all right, mate? All seriousness aside, what else you got on your bench, Dave?
I've got, yeah. Well, I've got my skyline. No, I've repaired the paint job on my skyline.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. I'm quite pleased with it, actually. It's come out all right. And then I've got a new skyline to build. No, it's not. Well, it is. And that's going to be next on the bench, which is the Calsonic.
Are you going to light that one, Dave?
No, I'm going to.
I think you should.
Treat it lovingly, especially. I might, because I get my bonus. I get a bonus paycheck this month, my annual bonus. So I might
get on Amazon $9.99. Dave,
I'm going to get Stratos because somebody's got one and I quite like it.
Oh,
I might. Yeah, one of them. Yeah, a Stratos. I don't know whether to do that, light that up because that might be a bit dodgy, or I quite fancy the Revell Dodge Viper.
Yeah, I think that we can put that out to the guys in chat. Do we reckon Dave should light this skyline as punishment?
What, the Calsonic? I'm not lighting a race car, mate. I'll do it. I'll do something else.
You could light your Stratos. That's a rally car.
Alan says he's got that one, Dave. He says it's fantastic.
You could light all of them up.
I'm looking forward to building this. You can kiss my little hairy backside, mate.
Well, I've seen your backside. Believe you me, mate. It's one step from having a nappy put on it and a slap. I mean, you know, that if women could get their legs as smooth as the cheeks of your Harris, mate, I mean, come on.
Not my fault.
I see more character on a McDonald's back.
Didn't hold back on, you know, I mean,
Probably more air as well, so knowing our local McDonald's.
Probably, yeah, no, that was an all.
oh, Jing.
So, that's what's on the cards. I'm going to get my bonus. So,
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout, Alan. Yeah, Dave should do the kit car from Knight Rider and do the LEDs from scratch, the ones that go.
oh, yeah, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, and underfloor lighting, says Davey UK.
Yeah. So I think, mate, that, you know, the dungeon.
I'd like to do that.
are
If I
quite-
could afford to buy one, I'd buy one because they're quite an expensive kit. The monogram, aren't they? They're about 40 quid, aren't they?
No,
I think.
I've seen them on-
Would you?
I'm sure that something could happen and that could wheedle its way to you, mate.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You know,
No, I
you've
couldn't.
got to do an electric video for us on a live feed at the bench. How you put your lights together.
I made a start on lighting anyway.
Okay, Dave.
Hang on, where did I put it? I can't remember where I put it now.
Alan says it's about 20 quid if you shop around. Cheers, Alan, and you have me back, mate.
Dude, I'm going right off you, Alan. Yeah, I thought you was a friend.
Well, he didn't get a chance to do this last week, did he?
Put the cinnamon stick in my bum.
Hey, it's an hour on the train, mate. Don't you worry.
Go on, the people in the chat, no, people in the chat might not understand what you're on about because obviously you're getting your spine operated on and you're going to be lying on like a massage table.
Yeah, I've got lay face down for 10 days with a drain in my spine. I'm having L3, 4, 5 and S1 all fused together and loads of bone taken out because of a tumour in the spine and things like that.
Well, the thing is, Colin, those hospital gowns that they open at the back, don't they? They fasten at the back. So you're going to be lying there with your hairy backside up in the air. People thinking, well, there's at least somewhere to park my bike.
Yeah, but they're going to think they've got a Wookiee lying on the bench, mate, aren't they? They're going.
You're an hour on the train.
Yeah, I know. But
But,
you've actually got to get in there, Dave. Your photograph has already been given to security, mate.
yeah, don't worry about it. In there. We'll do a diorama on your rear end, mate, with a cinnamon stick and a tulip stick.
Yeah, put his Stratos on there, Dave. Put his Stratos on
yeah.
his back.
A Stratos or LAC, a hill section.
I put a few LEDs in it, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, your rear end.
Oh,
Oh, God.
goodness, dearie me.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Don't pick on somebody else now. I'm busy.
Oh, Wibble. I'm sure you lot will get your own back on me. My ears are going to be burning for the next few weeks.
What
You are
ears
nature.
got to worry about, mate?
Alan says which hospital he's going to make a phone call, make sure I'm safe. Yeah, is that a conspiracy that you and Dave need to know about? Yeah, it's actually
Find out what movie you're in, mate. Don't you worry about that.
it's actually in a private clinic, mate. Getting paid for and everything. Fucking well happy.
Lovely.
Near London, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously on a wee rest that he's driving his ambulance.
Yeah. Not saying that ambulance drivers sneak a bit of a sneaky YouTube live feed chat, but Beakers.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alan's
back
saying he's
to
going
you, Terry.
Hey, yeah.
Back to you, buddy.
Alan's saying he'll maybe send you some nurses that smile for a change.
Yeah, I've met a couple of them, mate. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll make sure she ain't there. Oh, fuck me, yeah.
It's better than usual knuckle draggers, isn't it?
I'll have to practice me flesh tones face for when I go in.
I don't know if Lynn's seen your flesh tone face.
Oh, 2 seconds, I'm rolling the fag and I'll demonstrate.
Right, okay. You can demonstrate. So, Lynn,
Please don't.
you've not been in one of our live feeds before, Lynn. Obviously, you've been in the cave for a little while. Maybe you want to tell our people who are listening how long you've been modelling, what sort of stuff that you've done in the past, Lynn?
I've actually been modeling since 1978. after my second brain tumor. My dad bought me a little forklift triplane, and he said, just put it together, don't even paint it, it looks better. And I wish I still had it. I had it until my ex-boyfriend decided to destroy all my models because he was holding them for me.
That was my first ever build. That was the Focke-Wulf triplane, round about the same time as well.
And
no, Colin, that fucker was a Messerschmitt, mate.
Oh dear.
Oh, here we go. But I'm just now getting back into it because in 2016 I had neck surgery. And so when I got out of the hospital, I was in a neck brace for 12 weeks. Fun. And so I started getting back into it. And now that I've moved from Clovis down to Carlsbad, I'm trying to get back into it, but my desk is still being worked on.
Yeah, you've not long moved into your house and started a new job and everything, though, haven't you? So busy lady. But you've got a model in your stash that a lot of people in here would be quite jealous of. You've got a fine Millennium Falcon, I believe.
The perfect grade one. The
perfect grade one, yeah.
Yeah, I got the perfect grade Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
It's hiding back there somewhere.
Are you going to be lighting that by any chance, Lynn?
Huh?
Are you going to be lighting that by any chance?
It comes with lights.
Oh, you've got a lighting kit with it.
So I'm going to light it. And I'm going to get all of my information from Dave.
Good girl. Took the bait. Took the bait. Good girl.
The quickest way, then the quickest way to do it, love, is you get some lighter fluid and a match. And you light. All right. That's the fastest way.
Alan's saying this is obviously at Colin. He's saying, just remember that when you go into the theatre, they have a look at your manhood and have a wee laugh to themselves.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. I'm going to cover it up with duct tape, mate.
Reese Beaker, meep, is saying he's got a busy night tonight. That's why he's obviously sitting chatting to us on the live chat. Yeah.
Hi, Reese. Congratulations on your 100 subscriber. 100
Reese hit 100 subscribers today. His YouTube channel's not been up very long, so yeah, go along and give him a sub.
Yeah, I hit 250 as well, mate.
What's that, Colin? Sorry?
I hit 250, mate. So thanks for subbing.
Hey, well done, Colin.
Brilliant.
Well done, Colin. I've got something for you, mate. I've got some masking tape so you can mask it off.
That looks like awfully thin masking tape, Dave. You sure that's wide enough?
I was going to use that, mate. I've just got to remember to take all my jewellery out, should we say.
Expat Spain's in. He's going hi to Smoo and the crew. Evening, Expat.
Hi, Expat.
The only problem with that, Colin, when you check it out, mate, you end up piddling in two streams.
Yeah, no, that is one of the side effects, mate.
Yeah, it's a bit dodgy anyway.
I got bored one Saturday and was sat there and thought, I know what I'll do. This will be a good idea.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be left alone, should I?
Yeah, not a good idea, mate.
I don't know if Lynn knows what we're on about here.
Well, we're live, aren't we?
Yeah. It's a certain prince in a foreign country called Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Mike, young man, what have you had on your bench this week? Apart from obviously the...
Don't start me again.
Apart from obviously your Beetle build.
Beetle!
Apart from the Beetle build, which I'm still doing, yeah. I'm still working on that one. I haven't quite finished it yet.
Right.
And I'm doing the lifeboat for our John's mate. Give his father-in-law.
Yeah.
So I've done a cockpit for that. All that's done. I'm just going on to the roof of the cockpit now. Sprayed all the inside black ready. But I did get a parcel from a well-known parcel company this week, and it's an early birthday present from our John, which I can look at, but I can't start yet.
For $110.
That's the first one. shiny motorbike.
Oh, look
That's
at
a
that.
rare one, that, mate.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Kawasaki.
nice.
Number 28.
Yeah, that's retro.
I got a Z1R custom. That one to do.
I like that as well. Yeah, Shima one. That's
I also got the GTO as well.
Oh, like a big red GTO. Oh, one of those GTOs.
Oh.
One of those GTOs, yeah.
Yeah, the old teardrop
So-
tank engine on it.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks very much, John. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to get started on them.
Is John in? Is John in now, Mike?
Yeah, John's in the chat, yeah.
John,
But yeah, apart from that, I've just been plodding along really and going to see the wife and things like that. So,
Mate, all right.
yeah, that's about me up to date, mate.
good stuff. Cheers for that, Mike. Ray from Malta is in. Good evening, Ray.
Hello, Ray.
We're quite busy tonight. As usual, thanks everybody for tuning in and joining us. We're up to 31 viewers tonight, which is really quite good. If you have joined us via the Facebook and you're watching in a small window, click the little YouTube icon. That'll take you onto YouTube itself, and you can join in with us on the live chat. We also have a friendly little Facebook page called Smoo Dungeon for you guys to come in and share your work in that. Feel free to create an album and stuff. So if you're not in the dungeon, if you go into Facebook groups and go into Smoo's Dungeon,
TK's in.
who's in? Oh, TK's in as well.
Hello, TK, mate. Hope the beard's doing well, mate.
He's
TK.
got his on dry brushes, TK.
You like TK?
Oh, the award for the most impressive beard's got to go.
Is it?
Okay, mate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Mind you, Luke Carswell's beard's quite manly as well. It's it's a proper beard.
Yeah.
Oh, proper biker
Yeah,
beard.
there's some
Yeah,
Good
proper
man.
biker beard, Luke.
beard
Perhaps I should grow one and do a comb over.
Ooh, that would be an interesting hairstyle.
Hmm.
TK's saying he's got
I
us.
mean, Fox.
There you go, Dave.
I was just saying, I mean, Fox tries, but he just goes bushy. You need length. You need a ZZ top, don't you? That's what you need.
Yeah.
He's got the whole David Attenborough and Gordon's alive sort of thing going on, hasn't he?
Yeah. Right, bless him, innit?
Talking
Like
about,
David Bellamy.
talking about Gordon 2 Sheets Bennett or 3 Sheets Bennett. How many sheets was that again? How many? I can't
I
remember.
think it might have been three, Smoke.
Might have been 3. Him and I think it's his brother are away down in Skaggy the night. So when he's watching back, hello, Mr. Bennett. Thank you for the 3 sets of decals. They're getting their static caravan ready for the season, and it's he sent me a picture up, and it looks a bit wet and miserable down there. So it's typical caravanning weather. So yeah, so he's away down there. So a wee shout out to Gordon. Also a shout out to Luke. I put a picture up earlier on the lifeboat that Mike's building. This one. I managed to get this for £9 plus shipping off of one of the sort of for sale and swap groups. So I'm really chuffed with it. So Luke got in touch with me, and he's built helicopters, and he's interested in getting one of those as well if he can track one down. And he was asking about maybe doing a buddy build with me. And he happened to mention he had a Sea King helicopter that he's never going to build, and he's offered to send me that. So thanks very much for that, Luke. That'll be brilliant, because it'll go with the lifeboat. I don't think I've got the skills to do a diorama with them both, because I've not built a boat for 35 years, and I haven't built a helicopter for 35 years. So we'll just be getting back to build the models. So it's really nice for him to do that for me. So cheers, Luke. A wee shout out to Luke, who is Black Rifle. Well, was it Black Rifle Works or his YouTube page?
Yeah, Black.
Yeah. So, who else we've got in? Sergeant Bones is in. Evening.
Sergeant Bones is in.
Oh.
Thomas Easton's in.
Thomas Easton, yep.
Scott's just popped in the chat, still feeling a bit poorly.
Yeah, he's got sore head.
That to his usual standard, bless him.
Yeah. Somebody called Lynn Dipple's in as well. Who's that Lynn Dipple woman?
No idea, mate.
So, the guys in the chat, what have you been building this week? Let us know what you've been up to, what you've been building. I'll be show and tell of what's been put up in the dungeon. There's been some nice models and that being posted up in the dungeon. I'll go through them a little bit later on. Colin, what have you been up to? I know you've been quite sore, but you've been managing to batter on with. Hold on, I'm just trying to get my mouse to work. With some work through the week.
I've been beavering away trying to get kits into various stages of build for when I get out of prison.
Aye, hospital.
Hospital, yeah. Just so that I've got something to do at the bench. So I've finished Pinhead. He's done now.
Oh, wow.
Cracking.
So he's got all the blood on his weapons and shizzle going on. So he's done.
That's nice looking.
That's a very vintage kit, that though, isn't it, Colin?
Oh yeah. That's a screaming kit from the early 80s. Finished.
It wasn't when he bought it. It was brand new. It's taking him that long to build it.
Finished her and stuck her on her base.
Flesh tones. Oh.
Flesh tones. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Elvira mounted her on her base.
Yeah, I
You
like
mounted
it.
Elvira? Hold on, mate.
She's done. Frankenstein's done as well. Happy days.
You're fairly cracking through them, eh?
What else have I done? I've done
Transit van.
Yeah, I know.
Transit van.
Done the Revell stealth bomber, the one that everyone hates.
Where is it? I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Right.
Yeah. So it's stealth, mate. Look.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, just got to finish that off. I sat and built me. Oh, 2 secs.
Mike Hornsey was going, ooh, flesh tones.
Sat and built one half of me Mal tank last night when me and Smoo was up to the early hours.
Is that MHAR one, is it?
Yeah, that's an MR one, that is. So that's going to go on a full World War One diode that I'm going to do with sound.
Colin, how do you find the clocks on that?
Piece of piss, mate.
Yeah, I found a pain in the backside when I did that one of mine. It was a bit weird.
That's lovely. Scratch
What,
built
the
a little chair for me transit.
So where did you get that chair for your transit?
That was a bus seat left over from the bus build, mate.
Ah.
It was a double bus seat like that.
Yeah.
And I cut it down the middle just to make a little gaming chair for me transit van. Same van that Fox done as a knackered old transit, but I've got it with an open inside door. It's in primer at the moment.
Yeah.
Inside is a scratch built workbench with Obby Zone and all of that gubbins.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And then when you look in the back, you've got a little airbrush spray booth, set of cabinets, airbrush hose, little light and everything, and a snack-on tool chest. To me, a paint rack with a red cap just so that Ted's not feeling left out. Wonderful. Red cap.
That's brilliant. You owned the driver's door as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it's had a roof spoiler. I've moulded a roof spoiler on it. Set of side pipes.
Oh, like
I'm going to decal wrap that one. And sat on the seat is going to be myself, sat at the bench building the transit van.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
So, yeah. That's pretty much, I think, everything I've been faffing around with this week. Yeah, got a Stratos for Dave.
Is that a Stratos story?
Yeah, mine on fire.
Stratos, mate. It's a bit muddy, a bit grimy, but
actually, Colin, the other one I'm going to order, you've already got in your stash, mate, is the Revell McLaren.
Yeah.
The orange one. So we could do a buddy build on that later on, mate.
Yeah. Built a set of ball bars for the front of the transit as well.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing them. They're cool.
Yeah, little set of ball bars, scratch built out of cotton bud tubes.
That's brilliant. Getting some comments back on that. Ray saying, nice job, Fest Up.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Frankie goes to Hobbywood saying, nice figures, Colin.
Yeah.
Sergeant Bones is going, no robots, Colin.
Are we on about Japanese style?
Mechanized.
I ain't saying the word, you bunch of gits. Yeah, there's a 2-part video on a Japanese style mechanical war suit on my You might not be able to see it because I wrapped him in urban camo, but apparently there isn't any rivet counters in the Japanese warsuits world. So.
Yeah. I find that hard to believe.
I've got a couple of builds planned that are going to alienate the Corvette and the Star Wars community.
Is that one of them's going to have space rust or something? Is that right?
Yeah, the Corvette.
Yeah.
I won a. For those who don't know, I won a competition on e-models, and they sent me a rusting book and a Corvette. Well, as you all know, a Corvette is fiberglass. So, as a little gag, I'm going to rust it up and post it on the forum. If anyone complains, I'll just say it was the metallic paint that rusted.
Scott's saying, remind them, and they'll show you a good way to do barbed wire for World War One Dio. Alan was going wow at your models. Frankie Goes to Hobbywood says, awesome transit. I love the interior.
Yeah, it's getting there. I'm going to light it. I've just got a bit more work to do on the wood floor because it's got a laminate wood floor in it as well.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's right. You wouldn't think that was a Chitali Erica, yeah? Yeah,
and I'm going to decal wrap it and, yeah.
Almost to look like a vinyl wrap, but you're going to do that with like the decals.
Yeah. The whole van is going to be wrapped in a printed set of decals that I'm doing a paint job on at the moment on Photoshop. So yeah. So it's different, isn't it?
Davey UK is going stunning scratch work. Shane Young started to paint the Revol 1966 Beetle on 124th.
Oh, good shout.
Hold on, mate.
Paul Lloyd saying, nice work, Colin. I bet it was fun making the bits and pieces.
It was actually. I was doing it on a couple of the live, non-live, sorry, hangouts.
Yeah.
And the guys were asking me what I was up to, and I said, well, I've just put the worktop in the transit, and then sort of held it up and oh, there's the cabinets, and oh, there's this and there's that. So yeah, one of my all-night binges, should we say, because my sleep's been a bit crook.
Yeah, I'm kind of back in the day shift, but you're struggling to sleep with your pain, obviously.
Yeah. I've got a couple of hours here, a couple of hours there, mate. But hey, you know, more time to pinch, innit?
Yeah, Ray's giving it sort of wow, man. Obviously, at the models that you were showing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't videoed the transit. I could kind of kicked myself really on that because I could have gone through how I scratch build and that. But I should do a little reveal. A little.
I wish you'd done that, actually, mate. Done a scratch build thing because I'm totally crap at that.
Certainly cutting the doors out and making your own hinges up. You explained it to me in a hangout one night, and I thought, oh, I never thought about doing that way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've got the big fire engine, the same as what you've got in me stash, and I'm actually going to do a couple of video sections on all the modification side that I'm going to make, and that will include cutting doors out, making door hinges, you know, all of that sort of.
Because we're both going to be doing lighting, and I'm going to probably bend your ear about so I can do sound as well. But I think I might cut a door out with your help.
Yeah, you know.
The main thing is that fire engine is left-hand drive, so I'm going to be doing it as a European version, possibly with flashing lights.
Yeah, I'm converting mine to right-hand drive.
Aye, and the dash is quite an awkward shape, so it'll be interesting to hear.
Pre-cutting all the dash, I've got to put the wipers on the other side, so there's quite a bit of modding to do on it, but you know, things like the fold-out steps that open on the back and all the plinths and that, you know, it's all custom scratch building stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully people find it of interest and it'll help them feel that they can go on and do it.
Yours will be a lot more heavily modded than mine. Mine's is just basically lighting and possibly sound.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 sheets of A4 paper with all the mods.
Any sheets?
Only 2, mate. I've tried to get 3. I might make
You're going to teach Terry how to open the box, Colin, before you start your build.
Oh, I could do an unboxing, couldn't I? Because Smoo builds in reverse. He builds and then puts it back in the box.
Yeah.
Oh, bastards. That's first Smoo. Expat Spain was saying you loved all your flesh tones. And Scott's saying it's a large armoured battle suit from a popular Japanese animation. That's what it's called.
That'll be the one. I mean, I've done ones. Last year I did the Halo Master Chief.
That's all right. That's a cool looking figure though. I like all the Halo.
And that was, you know, that was a pleasure to do, you know, and I was asked to do a Japanese war suit by a certain person who will remain nameless. So I've done one to say I've done one, you know. That, yeah, I mean, there's a place for everything. You know, people like them, they like them, don't they? It's not personally my thing, but.
Going back to your scratch building, Shane Young saying it's got to be done, Colin.
Yeah. I mean, this was just an idea me and you was batting around in a hangout one night, Smoo, when you asked what I was going to do, and I said I'm tempted
to start it
to sort of put myself in there building a transit van, and your eyes lit up, and
I just giggled and went, really? How can you have you building the transit inside the transit you're building? I just
yeah. I've got to make a little miniature model box and sprues and everything to sit on the bench. Yeah. So.
But you've got to make a little you as well. How are you going to make a mini me, like mini you, like?
Yeah. I've got a couple of figures on order.
Right. But you'll
go into too much detail on that. Actually, you'll be
all right. You'll have to do a bit more flesh tones and hair and that on it though.
Who's to say that it's going to not be wearing?
Oh, pork pie, yeah.
So,
pork pie, yeah. Paul Chapman saying, "Nice work, all the best for your op."
Yeah, cheers, people. Much appreciated. It, you know, yeah, it's a bit spooky, but I need to have it done.
Paul Lloyd saying that he's got a friend that wants to get him to make some furniture for a doll's house project. Making small stuff is the best fun.
Yeah.
I've done a wee bit of scratch building. Like, so if I lose a part and I have to remake it out of whatever I've got handy, I've done that. But I've never really sort of. Mike does a lot of it. Just sitting bored and what can I make?
Yeah. You know, it's just a little challenge, isn't it? You sit there and once you get into it or start doing it, it's, pardon me, it's surprising how quick it comes together.
It's like David's with his dials and everything.
Yeah.
You just sort of go, right, I want to do this, and he just automatically pulls out all the bits that he needs to make the dial, and
I like the challenge of trying to shoehorn everything in a model kit that it wasn't designed for, because you have to modify the kit, a bit like I did with the bus. I spent more time the first couple of days cutting things apart than I did gluing them together. And then all of a sudden it comes back together, and you would struggle to see where everything was hidden. Which is the bus, because you're putting the kit back, but you've already put all your stuff in it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, Paul Lloyd saying you can make more than you think. It's not as hard as it seems. Yeah, it's just a little bit of imagination, having the raw materials like bits of plastic card and
having the passion to do it as well, isn't it? Because I do, like you rib me for doing my dials and that, but the way I do it is, I do it quick, but I'm imitating nature. Yeah. And nature's chaotic. It's not regimented.
Absolutely.
Whereas if you scratch building something like Mike did with his scissor list and that for his 4-post list and things like that, I'd struggle with that because it's not chaotic. It's not natural.
Uniform. Yeah.
I mean, I save everything. I save the tubes from Q-tips or cotton buds. All my sprues, I detab and degate, so I end up with all the long lengths of sprues. So. I've got a huge stash of that. It's a scratch building, building frameworks and roll cages and that. Boom.
Where's that Q-tip again? That cotton bud, where's it at? Is that the one you had in your ear? Before we went
on? I'd have a job, mate. I've got hearing aids in.
That might be the one that's planted in your backside.
Job, mate.
Well, Dave, do you want to show us the tulips that you've and the cinnamon stick that you've got planned?
You're all a bunch of bastards.
Just waiting to be painted.
Just waiting. Aye.
Make sure you gloss coat.
Hey, the wooden. I'm not even going to sand them, mate.
Are you not going to sand them so you might get splinters?
Oh God, yeah.
Tony Black's got a duck out. See you later, Tony.
See you later, Tony. There you go, buddy.
See you later, Tony.
Mike's saying you can get quite creative building furniture in small scale as well. You can use a bit of your imagination and artistic license for making stuff. Rattlecan Rebel saying superb, Presta. Thinking outside the box. Well, actually thinking inside the box, making the kit box inside.
I rarely build a kit out of box. I always like to have some kind of a modification or an egg or something like that in it to make it unique. To me, that's just my way, you know. It's how I've always done it.
Do you ever do any scratch building or dials or anything, Lynn? Or are you pretty much a straight out the box model builder?
I mean, I'm just doing straight out of the box, and I might try to do a little extra, but yeah, I'd like to try to do a dial, but I tried one for one of Fox's little projects that he.
Oh, the wee egg-plane thing.
Huh?
Was it the egg-plane one, the deformed chibis?
Yeah. And it didn't turn out too good, but hey.
Practice.
But I can try to do dials one time. But I'm going to wait until I get a little bit better. I'd like to do some more scratch building. If I can.
Sorry, I was just catching up on some of the chat there.
Yeah, we need Festa workshop and Mike Mountain scratch building lessons. That's what we need, Lynn. We need like tutorials.
You're the same with dios, though, Dave. You just get an idea in your head and you run with it, you know, and that's all I do.
I don't find the scratch building part of it hard because I mean I've worked with sheet metal and all sorts of stuff like that. The problem that I have that I don't have Colin's imagination. I wouldn't be able to imagine, all right, I'm going to put all this inside this little transit van. But I could make all the things that go in it, but I wouldn't.
Right.
You know, I'm an ex-sheet metal worker. I made custom trikes and things. So you would have an imagination when you had a customer there of what they wanted, and you would build that in your head in a way.
Yeah.
So I've just applied them skills to model making now because obviously that part of my life I no longer am involved in, you know.
Paul Lloyd saying, yeah, Colin, you can't stop with self-improving kits, and if you cock it up, uncocking it is good too.
Yeah, absolutely. I've made some great howlers in my time, mate, but like I say, you learn by doing. You know, not everything works first time, you know, so you just go back at it and try again, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if anybody's wondering what I've been up to, I've not actually been up to a lot. If you've been looking in the dungeon, I suffered with a lack of mojo last week. Yeah, I was just kind of struggling, so I've really just been doing. It's practice for. I've got some nice resin busts in to give it a go.
This tone's got to do the face.
Yeah, well, I've not got it out. I can't do it with Space Marine. That's just like.
Well, yeah, that's
wrong, isn't it?
That's a bit Jimmy Savile, mate.
If you've seen the big Dreadnought thing that I did that Mike sent me, it's a rare looking wee BC, right? And I thought, oh, these are quite good. So Space Marines are quite a lot smaller. So trying to get my eye in on something that's a 35mm figure and paint it before I do the busts. So I've just been sitting and hanging out through the week, and it takes ages, but I've been painting that.
There you go, Terry. Terry, if I hold mine up, you can do the face. All right, there you go. I'll get it to camera.
Oh, that you're naughty. You've took the front off it.
Yeah, it's because Pip's not in the room. When Pip comes back in, it seriously reattaches itself.
Hold on, is that the metal?
Yeah, I'm going to do it on magnets.
This one's quite a gorgeous one, actually. I'll take it out the bubbly stuff. I play a lot of MMORPG games, so I quite like the Elven Archers and all that. So just to give you an idea, this is a 1/10 bust, and I'll see if it. Look, I'll click it on the shelf. Where am I? The detail on that, I don't know if you're making it out, is absolutely fantastic on the resin cast, and it's a decent size as well. So I'm doing this like. I know it's like just like Warhammer and that, but it's just getting my techniques in for doing all the detail in that before I start.
Got a couple of large casting bumps on the front there, mate, isn't it?
Those. Oh no. As far as the Beetle goes,
he's got it out of the box.
I've got
it out of the box, yeah, just about.
I've got all of it in primer, and I'm doing bits and bobs, you know, getting all the interior ready and, you know, all the seats and everything and stuff like that ready. I'm going to be painting it in Mr. Colour. I've got a new range of GX paints. It's got a really, really nice yellow. Chiara yellow. They're supposed to spray a bit better, give you better coverage and a shinier and a harder finish. So I've got that to try. And I'm making mine's a hippie sort of flower power thing. So you get your missus or your girlfriend or whatever, if they get the fancy nail extensions and all that, and you get nail art water slide decals. And these ones are little sunflowers. And they've got little funny faces on them. So I'm thinking if I put the little sunflower decals on it, it'll make it look kind of flower power hippie. So yeah, that's, and I actually got 3 sets. I got 3 sets of the decals. Just to make sure, you know. I was
impressed with that car Sonic, Terry, because that came with 3 sets of decals, didn't it?
That come with 3 sets. God, so that's quite amazing.
It did.
So yeah, I haven't really done much else. I had a bit of an upset tummy through the week, so I wasn't really wanting to sit at my bench for too long.
Yeah, the smell was bad, mate.
Hey,
the smell was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. Smell it down here.
My microphone, I kept hearing.
On Wednesday, that was the fastest I've ever seen you move.
I'll tell you, mate, he moved across that bench, mate, like Usain Bolt, didn't he?
Yeah, I was like, back in a minute, guys. Mike Hornsey's saying, whatever you scratch build, a kit of it will be released that next month. Yeah,
yeah, he's got a point there, mate. Yeah.
Kenneth M saying he does a lot of scratch building. I'm always scratching my head trying to figure out how to build something.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant comment.
Oh dear. And of course Scott's going to meet dirty old man.
You're dirty old man.
Yeah. Scott's asking me how many sets. I think there was 3 I ordered. Yeah. Expat says he seems like such a nice boy. Yeah, so
yeah, I remember my mum saying that. He's such a nice boy, but he just don't mix well with others.
What I'm going to do just now, I'm still here, but I'm going to look at the dungeon screen, see if any more stuff's popped up, and I'll do a little bit of shooting.
Review of the dungeon stuff this week, mate.
I haven't done it yet, and I'm just going to have a little look because there's a lot of nice stuff in there. There's a couple of finished builds.
Yeah, a lot of people have been putting up albums for their work, so cheers for that, people. It makes it out live.
I need to make an apology about that. I forgot, and I'm sorry, gentlemen, and those watching. I forgot to put Tommy's. I was going to photograph Tommy's builds that he's done over the last few.
Yeah.
All right.
3 months.
Yeah. For those that
and
have
doing
already,
a little.
For those who have already put photos up, if they haven't done an album, they can go in and create an album and move the photos they've posted to that album. It's easier if they do it rather than us, because we have to download them all and then figure out whose is whose.
And also, feel free to make more than one album, because what some of you are doing is going, all my work. So when you add new photos to it, it goes to the album, but you have to go right through the following 30 odd pictures before you get to your new ones. So you might have like a WRC Polo for your first build, and maybe you're doing, I don't know, a Manta or something for your next build. Instead of banging it all in the one album, make one album your name Polo, another album your name Manta or whatever, and then that way, rather than the 40 different car builds in one big folder that you've got to trawl through, there's a separate.
Yeah,
make as many albums as you want. It just makes it easier for us to find stuff. All right, so I'm going to have a wee look at that just now.
Yeah, I mean, for us, the most recent albums are going to be up the top because we can sort them and then,
up the top of the page,
easier because all the people in chat and everyone else in the dungeon, thanks because you're posting such spectacular work.
Well, some right unusual stuff comes up as well sometimes, models that you don't normally see.
Yeah, I mean, Alan and David, some of the cars, I know I'm always plugging David and Alan, but I love their attention to detail. I love the work they do.
Oh, super shiny.
Because there are people in the dungeon that are just starting to do cars and things like that, and they may not be off some of the techniques that the guys use.
No. This is only my 7th shiny car, Colin. You know what I mean? And I look, you look at David and Alan's work and that's what I aspire to.
Yeah,
and that's the nice.
I know I play. I appreciate what I see at the end of the day, and
it gives the rest of us something. Yeah, but it gives the rest of us something to aim at as well, doesn't it? Like, this is how nice you can do it.
Absolutely. There's a lot of detail upsets and that, not everyone can afford them, I know, but there may be people out there that aren't aware that you can get these details.
But some of them are just like simple modifications to the kit that don't require detail upsets. It's just
absolutely.
Like the suspension's wrong.
A lot of it yourself.
Yeah.
So, the work's up there. Look out for them guys because they do post some beautiful work.
I think David posted up one where when you get like your car. I don't build a lot of cars, but I do watch other folk building them. Like you get your suspension struts, your McPherson struts. Yes. And it's all a one-piece cast with your spring and everything on.
Yeah, he made his own springs.
He cuts that off and puts brass rod in and winds like wire round and makes his own suspension springs and all that.
It's little details like that that I find fascinating because being a mechanic and I've been doing it on my E-Type and that, I appreciate the time and effort that's gone into recreating that, and I think they do a lot of research, photographs.
Well, I see your E-Type and that. You've even got like the copper brake pipes and fuel lines.
I'll just get it for you, mate. This is a Revell 1/8 scale plastic Jag. And I've made all my own brake pipes and everything to go in there.
It's just absolutely gorgeous. Even after you sat in it as well. I mean,
my own fuel pipes have gone in. I've got the chassis plates on it with the appropriate vehicle numbers and battery decals and wiring and all sorts going on. So
did you make all the decals up yourself? Then you just sort of took them.
Yeah. I got them from the Jaguars Owners Club. They sent me through a big PDF file of what stickers would go on the real size car, and I just scaled them down to fit this bad boy. So, but back to David and Alan, I appreciate the effort they're putting in because
Alan says he's going to the Supercars Northwest show this month just for research purposes. Lots of photos.
Alan, do an album.
Yeah, and nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Do an album, mate, on the dungeon because I'm at the stage on the Jag where I'm debating whether to light it and things like that. So I've paused it for now.
Yeah,
definitely locations of looms and things like that I'm looking at, So.
I mean, I like my bikes in that, and the Scottish bike show. It's usually at Inglestown was cancelled because of the snow, so it's going to be back in. It's going to be in April.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is I can take lots and lots of photos of like new bikes. No much point. Lots of photos of retro bikes. I can do that, but the problem is they're not making those kits. There's no MotoGP bikes at the bike shows, so it's
But it's like anything. It's the big debate, isn't it, about bikes? A lot of people complain that not enough road bikes are made, but in the Japanese market, MotoGP and superbikes is so huge that that's what the demand is for.
Yeah, Alan's saying he'll be the one photographing the car suspension and possibly engine detail and stuff like that. Not the actual body shell. They're more interested in the actual details.
Well, take a suit up, Alan, and get yourself right underneath there on a creeping trolley, mate, and get the camera out.
Take a snap on creeping trolley with you. And just
the problem I had, Smoo, when I went with Pip's dad to the bike show at the NEC, I didn't spend the time looking at the bikes. I spent more time looking at the flesh tones that were draped over the bikes.
Yes, I do like the flesh tones at bike shows. Yes,
that comes in handy for figure painting techniques, Dave. See?
Yeah. I asked them to come home and model whilst I paint them.
That's what you tell the wife. So you go, well, I've got this figure, love, so I need to be observant because I want to see how the light hits certain areas.
Oh, but the thing is, your resin bust shouldn't have MCN written up the side of it.
Skimpy black leather all over it, yeah.
Right, I'm going to let you all have a little look at the dungeon. So I'm going to fix it on myself. Hi, I'm on the big telly. I'm going to go on the screen share.
Christ, I ain't watching that on my 50-inch 3D TV. What for?
Oh, God, that would be scary, wouldn't it? Like the big Smoos come to get you.
Especially when you're doing your flesh tones.
No, you do the best flesh tones. Right, so unscripted as always. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into Smoo's Dungeon and I'm going to share with you some of the work that's on there. So if you've got anything to upload, let us know in the shout. in the chat. I won't be monitoring in the chat, but Colin will. And if he says somebody's just added something, I can refresh the screen and go and have a look at it. But I'm going to go and there we go. Hopefully you can see that on. We're on the Smoo Dungeon. So if you're not a member of the dungeon, there's the address for it there. Facebook.com/groups/Smoo Dungeon. It's just really a friendly little portal where you can share all your work. If you want to create an album, you know, go into your photos and you'll see in there basically all the pictures that's there. You know, everybody uploads. If you click on the albums, you'll start noticing now that people are putting up, they're putting up their name. Like, so there's Davey UK and what it is, and there's somebody doing like a Lancer Evo TK stuff. I know that's Sergeant Bones.
Yeah, Kenneth M says he's put some stuff in as well, mate.
So it's really good if you actually put your name in, like Luke's Airfix and Smoo's VW and all that sort of thing, just so we know who's done it. So when you're in there, you go in and you click on Create Album, and it'll pop up a little box. I'm not going to do it in case I've been looking at naughty photos. And it'll tell you to pull the pictures in wherever you've got them stored on your PC. And then you can name the album and you can put comments under each picture and stuff like that. Now, the other thing that we were talking about, I'm just wondering if I can do it. If we go back into there, see if I can pull up one more.
Can we put anything on this as long as it's a model?
As long as it's a model. If it has flesh tones, all I would do is I'll put a disclaimer, may contain some nudity.
No, it's just I've got a full shelter of Japanese animated mechanized battle suits on.
Yeah, there's another modelling group for that one, Model Makers Boom Hut. Feel free to.
That's at least 3 hours on the naughty step, then, Dave.
Yeah. if you're into the Japanese mechanized things, it's not really my thing. I know people build them. There's a big group for that, and it's the Model Makers Boom Hut. I know they do everything in there, but the dungeon's more sort of armor, bikes, shiny things. Gordon's letting us know that he's watching us lot. Yeah, Gordon's alive.
Yeah. Gordon's alive.
Gordon's alive.
Conzi thinks he needs a bigger paint booth. I have no idea why. What is that, James? That is massive. That's what? That must be a 1/24th scale twin engine. I'm just thinking, what's the one with the
32? That and it's 132.
Yeah,
that's a Black Widow, isn't it?
I have no idea. I'm not an aircraft man, so maybe you can tell us what that one is, James. But that's certainly a difficult one to get into your spray booth.
I thought that might be Mitchell Bomber, but I don't think so.
It's an unusual one with the two tail fins on it.
Yeah. Let's look at Black Widow.
Black Widow. Somebody will tell us in the chat.
Sergeant Bones, it's a P61 Black Widow. Cheers, Sarge.
There we go. Thanks for that, Sarge. Yeah, that is a big kit. A lot of folk would have possibly rattle canned that, but I think with careful manipulation, he's managing to get into his spray booth.
Yeah. Mike Hornsey says it's 132 scale.
Yeah,
that's a beast.
Right. Paul Shatland has finished his 132 Airfix Mini. Look at that.
Beautiful.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Shiny.
Yes.
That is lovely. That. Hold on, Mike.
Custom Rothman's decals on it, you know, and yeah, I love that. I love the colour of blue and the contrast of blue and the white and everything. That's just lovely.
Looks like a Rothman's blue as well. That.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
I wonder if that's zero paints or used.
I know smoking's bad and you know you shouldn't really encourage it and all that. But I think racing cars and rally cars, when they were sponsored by cigarette companies, the livery was far better.
I used to love the Marlboro.
I used to like Eddie Jordan's with the buzzing and hornets in the F1.
Yeah.
So yeah, Paul, thumbs up on that one, mate. That's stunning. That's lovely. Cracking stuff, right? And as I say, I'm just doing this live. I'm just scrolling down to see what comes up next. Right, Brian Griffin, his first attempt at building a model. Now, I don't know what kind of truck this is.
That's nice.
Done a cracking job on it.
That's his first attempt.
That's his first attempt, he says, yeah.
Hey, mate, props to you then, Brian. That's nice work there, mate.
He's got some nice rusting and rust effects and, you know, little bits of rust and all that. That's a nice looking truck, actually. It looks like one of these, an old German.
Yeah. Paul Shapland's just put up that the Rothman's car was painted with Tamiya Royal Blue.
Royal blue. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's number 4, isn't it? The Royal blue.
X3, I think, isn't it?
XF3 or 4, one of the two. Yeah.
X3, mate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just shows you the job
X4.
you get with Tamiya paints. That's a really cracking job, Brian. For a first model, you've really done a lot of attention to detail with dust and rust and just making it look used, which is sometimes harder to do. Some people can overdo it. That just looks nice. Right, what's Frank up to now? First coats of primer with an airbrush ever. So it looks like Frank doesn't use airbrush normally for doing primer. Oh, what kind of tank's that?
That looks like a Japanese light tank.
Yeah.
Can't remember the number of it now.
I wonder if he's using Steinores on that, because it's got that nice satin sheen to it. So yeah, he started using the primers for airbrush. A lot of people use rattle cans. I know Dave uses rattle cans.
I do for my farmer, yeah, but I cheat.
Nah, Steino all the way for me, mate.
Oh, Stephen Whittingham's finished his submarine.
Oh, good man.
It's looking good, mate.
Nice.
That's the same sub as Mike and Colin were building.
Yeah. I've still got mine in 2 halves at the moment because I'm putting the wiring in for the lighting. So
that's a cracking looking kit, that actually. So good job on that, Stephen. Yes. Excellent stuff. And he's been watching Herbie in the background as well, by the looks of it, getting inspiration for something maybe.
Good man.
I'm just going to scroll down a bit more and see what else we have in here. And he's obviously added those onto his album. I'll just have a quick look to see if there's anything else in there. Just bear with me now. This is what I'm saying. If you bung everything in one album, obviously he's got trucks in there, and that's his Herald. You know, and there's that truck. Now,
I mean, a lot of the posters might not be aware that they can actually go in and edit their own photos and move them from album to album their end. Which
I was going to try and show them that when I get to one of my pictures that I've just sort of posted up. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it's fine putting all your work in one album like that. Obviously, he's called it 27th of February. When you create an album, it comes up with the default date. Like, so say you create an album today, it would come up with the 10th of March. You just click over that and call it your name and whatever's in it, and feel free to make more than one album. So you could have made one for his truck and one for his Herald and one for whatever. But yeah, it's fine putting it all in one album. At least we can find it there. But if you can kind of separate it out, it makes it a lot easier to, because there's some people have got like added 40 photos, you know, and it's trying to get to them. Now this is absolutely bloody gorgeous. Now there's more photos of it later on. This is the chap I was giving a shout out to earlier on, Luke, who's kindly sending me a Sea King helicopter. This is part of the body build. He's bought 2. So the first one he's done in RAF sort of livery, and I'll just see if it will click onto the. There we go. He's VW Bug. Now he's doing the other one that he's got in Luftwaffe colours. So that'll be interesting seeing. He's made a little dial for it as well.
That's gorgeous, isn't it?
And you know, that's a high idea with the group build with the Beetle. I mean, you start off with something like that, you know, and a little bit of imagination, a bit of gluing together, you know, and just make something up. Excuse me. Yeah, so that was just the whole process of lots of in-progress pics, and then you end up with something like that. What was Lynn having a wee giggle to herself? Right, okay, here we go, Sergeant Bones. So that's William. So he's done a bit of test fitting for priming. Now this is a 1/24th scale Revel, if I mind right, and he's put different wheels on it. And he's went for a nice sort of orange with the sort of shiny wheels. That's a nice wee bug there. Quite shine off of those wheels, actually.
Done a really nice job on that.
It's quite squat. It almost looks like it's with these wheels and the arches.
I think he's lowered it, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks kind of lowered or something. It might just be those wheels.
That looks like the Game Air orange on there.
It's quite funny when you go from there it is now, and I'm just going to go, psht, and there you go, it's finished. That's how Dave builds, right? Dave gets a kit
Yeah.
and he dry fits it all together, and then you go and make a cup of tea, and you come back and you go, Dave, how you doing? Well, there it is. That's it finished. So that's cracking. So Sergeant Bones, better known as William.
Yeah, it is lowered. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lowered it. Do. Oh, right. I love Alex's work. Now, this is just a single photo. I don't know if it'll come up with the rest of the album.
Yeah, it's a
This
beautiful.
was the Games Workshop beastie that he was doing last week. He's added more greens and yellows onto the talons and all sorts of things. I think this.
I love that. It's absolutely gorgeous, that is.
Now, I think where we saw it, if I go that way.
The way he painted the carapace was absolutely amazing. Beautiful.
Oh, he's doing an evil lancer as well. Right, that's kind of where we saw it last week. He'd done all that, and I think if we go back, that's another cracking one. I'm looking forward to him doing that one.
Wow.
The Gluttony Demon.
Yeah.
It's got loads of boils and stuff on it, and
That one.
that's a base for. Oh, he told me what that one was, but I can't remember now. Nurgle, aye. Yeah, this is him doing this base for. Just try to flick back. Yeah, there's some more flesh tones there. I think the artwork up in the top right-hand corner is actually the model itself, what it's going to look like, and these are all these demons coming out. Is that model making parrot? Is it?
Yes.
There we go. Aye, that's where I'm trying to get the pictures where he started off this because I really do like it. See there, the detail is put onto that.
Thank you.
The detail is put onto that.
Not paying attention to him.
Yeah.
I'm just flicking through because I'm going to get back to where he's got to now. But he's got some cracking little things that he's painting up there. Yeah, I want to see that painted.
Awesome, that'll be when it's done.
Right, so that's where we were last week with this beastie. Obviously he's doing a lance at the same time. So he started putting some luminous greens and yellows on it. And it's really sort of looking quite evil and mean now. Oh, I love that one as well. That was the first one he did. But yeah, this thing is really coming along now. I wouldn't like bitten by it. So that's Alex doing that beastie. What else have we got? A little bit of joking around. Right, now, Dave was on about practicing. Now, which car is this again, Dave?
It's the Skyline GTR.
Skyline. So he's having a go at doing his own stripes up the middle. That's not a decal. He's masked it off. And the contrast with the black and the white is really, really nice on that. So that's the one you're working on just now, Dave, isn't it? You had to strip it back.
Yeah, I had a bit of a reaction with paint.
Yeah.
So it spent 24 hours in a bucket of bleach and water and attacked it with an old toothbrush to get it back, and then yeah, it was a bit of a poopy moment.
Yeah, I think you're almost at the polishing up the paint stage on that one now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah, it's getting.
Right, I'm just wondering, right, this is just this Daft Space Marine, but I'm wondering if I can show, if I click on that, if I can add it to the album. Now, there's sometimes a wee. No, it's because it's a share. That's just a Space Marine I was doing. Maybe I can do it with somebody else's photo. See, I can't. I don't think I can change. Right, there's Andrew Sutherland. He's getting some flesh tones.
Yes.
See if I click up on the right hand side there. Obviously that's coming up with like pin post blah 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 for me because I'm an admin. If Andrew was going into that himself and wanted to put an album, it would come up with move to album. And then you would click on move to album, and then a drop down will tell you which album to go to. So if you create an album and you want to move your pictures into it, you're looking for the little 3 dots above your picture. But yeah, Andrew's got some flesh tones. So he started on, it looks like a big eagle or hawk or some sort of thing. A griffin. And he's got a unicorn as well. I mean, horses and animals, I think they'd be quite hard to do myself.
Yeah, I struggled. I did that centaur, and it was my first time trying with oils, and it was a real struggle. Actually, it's hard work.
Yeah, that looks like a little German barmaid with the 2 steins there. I don't know what that is. So yeah, everybody seems to be having a little go at the flesh tones. What else have we got? Keep scrolling down.
I'm not. You will be. You've got your punishment to serve yet.
Now, David Atkinson, if I remember rightly, is Davy UK. And last week he had sort of dremeled it up and put green stuff in. He's doing it as a banger racer. So I'm starting putting some paint on it now. All the bashes and scrapes and stuff in it, trying to get it look like it's been battered and abused. So that's where David is up to with his one. And he started off with that. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It didn't look like that when it started off. He's been melting it and all sorts of things. And is that the same David? Yeah. Here we go. He's also having a little go at some figure painting. That looks like a highwayman to me. He's got all the shading and all the difference of colour and that. Stand and deliver your money or your life. Take my life, I'm saving up for my holidays.
Yeah.
There you go. Everybody's having a little go at the old figure painting now. They're quite relaxing. They're really good fun. Get yourself a little bust. Obviously, Chris has finished his Falcon now. And it's jumped. Gordon's alive. Yeah, Gordon's doing. Now, this is a one. He showed us it the other night. There's a 1/16 or a 1/6. This thing is massive.
1/16.
Aye, that tank is the size of an A4 sheet of paper. You know, so he's been doing all the individual track links and everything like that. It's massive. So, yeah, he's working away on this one. So that's John Bennett, aka Gordon 3 Sheets Bennett. He was actually joking with me. He was talking to me earlier in the week. John is minus one leg. I can't remember if it's below or above the knee. So he's away getting another prosthetic made up. So now he's got 3 legs. So he's got one spare one. So he's now going to be known as Gordon 3 Legs Bennett. Now Alex is right. So Alex has started doing a Lancer Evo. So he's basically working on the bottom of the car there. He's got some blue in there around about the cap by the looks of it. Doesn't look like there's a lot of engine detail on these things. They're kind of curbside motors, aren't they, Dave?
Yeah, mine one was the Tamiya one.
Yeah, that looks like a nice kit though. I like the shape of that car.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything else. Just keep scrolling down. Oh, he's also started doing some flesh tones now. There may be some nudity in here. There might be some booby-doos round about. See that hand there? That's just checking out the flesh tones in this area and possibly round about this area here. So, yeah, he's obviously got something else in flesh tones. And the first time he's used acrylics to do the shiny, and it's actually come up quite nice. So, yeah, more flesh tones. Everybody's getting into flesh tones.
Wonder why.
And there it is again. Sergeant Bones' lovely wee beetle. Yes.
Do you know if you say flesh tones fast 3 times, Ted appears.
Flesh tones, flesh tones, flesh tones. Right. Paul's finished this build. This is the 6-wheel Tyrrell Elf. He's also doing an Audi. See, this is where Paul's put everything in one album, which is great because all Paul's work's in the one folder. It's just that I know he's put a lot of new stuff in, and I'm just working my way through it all. So this is a completed build that he's done. That's a cracking kit. Right. Motorbike. Love that. That's gorgeous. That's new from last week. I like how he's done all the bluing and that round about the titanium exhaust there. Really nice. So he's got a bike on there, and he's also, I think that's the one that you did, Colin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Kenny Roberts.
Kenny Roberts' bike as well.
YZR 500 in it?
Yeah, I think it is. So he's done the Kenny Roberts bike. I like that. That's nice. Another car. Oh, I don't know what that one is. Mitsubishi something. Evo. Lancer.
That's the Evo. That's the one I've just done.
Oh, is that the Tommy Mackin one?
Yeah, I did mine the other week, didn't I? Mine's here. Hang on.
What colour did you do yours?
Same. The proper Tommy Mackinnon colour, mate, from the Valley.
Did yours come with that mesh, or has he put that mesh in?
No. These came with mesh.
Mine came with mesh.
All right.
Yeah.
I've never seen the front end yet.
There you go.
That's his mini. I can't see it now, obviously, because I'm screen sharing.
No, that Evo is the Tamiya one. It's absolutely beautiful kit to build.
Is this the one you're fancying, Dave? The AMG Merc? No.
No, the one I want's the new Tamiya one.
Oh, there's a nice one. A Rothman's Porsche.
Porsche, yeah.
Oh, I like that one. That looks like one of these Le Mans ones.
That's beautiful. That is nice. That.
And then he's got that
I always find the Repsol colours. They always seem to go well on any kit.
Yeah.
That's an RS, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, nice that.
Oh, what's now? I'm trying to remember what that was.
I'm not looking.
Is that a Lancia Delta?
Yeah.
What model is that one?
Delta.
Is that a Delta? So it's no Stratus?
No.
It's very nice though.
No, that's a Stratos, mate.
I like the spark.
Mind you, though, the new Stratos concept car does look a beautiful piece of automotive porn.
There's his Tyrrell that he's finished. That's cracking, that. A big beast of a car when you look at it like that, eh? Right, okay, that's that. I think I'm just about there. Oh, poor Chris cutting his finger.
Captain Stabby.
Right, flesh stones. Colin was trying to show you this in the camera. This might come up a lot better as a picture. So we've got Hellraiser or Pinhead.
Pinhead, Frankenstein, and Elvira there, mate.
Elvira there, yeah. That Pinhead's brilliant. Each individual pin that you had to...
you had to drill into his head and put each pin in, and yeah. And then obviously weather them up because they were super shiny, which, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything else in there. I think that's pretty much it, apart from our resin busts. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll come off a screen sharing. Come back into chat if nobody's all fell asleep. Take it off me.
Someone's asking me what scale Pinhead is. I'm just looking for the box and I'll let them know. 1/4 scale.
1/4?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big model, that.
Yeah.
So how was the chat going? Oh, so that was basically people...
yeah, Kenneth M was asking me that, so I'll just reply to him.
That's cool. There's the flesh. Oh, that's nice. Blah, 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 blah. Right, so it's just everybody chatting about also what I was showing there. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's definitely 1/4 scale. Screaming kits.
Yeah. It's screaming kits. That's early 1980s, around about that time.
They're not in business anymore.
Yeah, Elvira, she's a screaming kit, but they changed scales. So you can still get them there. There was a couple that popped up recently on the Fleabay, pre-owned, and some of them are recasts of the kit. But, you know, if you're not interested in it being an original, then you can get it that way.
Yeah. TK's off for the night. Good night, TK.
See you later,
TK.
So, guys, in the chat, there's quite a few there, 32 viewers. Again, if there's people that have just joined in and are actually watching via the little window that you get on the Facebook, click the YouTube icon and come into the chat. And talking about chat, if you're in chat, feel free to ask us questions or talk about what you're building or whatever. It helps keep the chat going. I think we've pretty much covered what Mike's been building, what I've done, because I've not done much. When do you think you'll get back to the bench, Lynn? Because you were talking about getting cutting mats and stuff, weren't you?
Hopefully, I got to work next weekend, so I'm going to do some ordering this week, and maybe the next weekend that I'm off, I'll work on my desk and stuff.
Because it's quite girly. You gave us a little. It's like a very girly, ornate sort of bench, isn't it?
No, I don't think it is.
Oh, it had sprinkles and all sorts of glittery stuff and
my little pink flowers and everything.
Yeah.
It's got unicorn sprinkles and all sorts on it.
Yeah, I have glitter on it, and
Yeah.
Oh, you've got to watch these puffins, though, because they shit everywhere. I mean, I've got him up my mic.
Puffin? I haven't gotten a puffin yet.
Oh. You'll need to wait
because bunnies on it, like.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Scott and see if I can get a puffin.
Yeah, he's in charge of the puffin relocation team. So yeah, he's quite busy working way up in Orkney. He's got a sore head tonight, which is why Scott's not in, but he gets me games and stuff. But yeah, he's quite busy with the puffin relocation program at the moment. But, there's been a bit of a shortage, seemingly in Orkney. Somebody's been puffin poaching. And we think it's Fox because he's the puffin master.
Yeah, they're looking for a guy with a rather large beard.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was David Attenborough or David Bellamy or
David Bellamy.
Right. Mike's brother John was saying, what would you recommend as a first build? Now, John is thinking of getting into modelling.
Oh, 124 Revell Huey.
Listen to him, John.
Oh, Dave, who's that?
What?
Who's that?
Who?
Who's that little character there?
I know. It's like Pip's not around, so he's come out.
Is that the one that scared the Pip?
Yeah.
Why is he scared the Pip?
Yeah, he's vicious. He is terrified of Pip. Yeah, once she grabbed him by the throat and tried to wring his neck. I had to rescue him.
Did you manage to get any puffin food for him when you were out shopping?
Yes. Yeah. I've still got plenty. All right.
It's not very good you working this Thursdays and that, because that's Mike had to do a shopping day video for you, and Scott's done one now.
I'm off this Thursday though. It's all right. I can do me on this Thursday. I'll do it.
Scott's still in. He's saying there's a waiting list. Yeah, puffin relocation program. There's been, you know how you get budgie smugglers? Well, there's been some puffin smugglers.
Right.
So,
they're slightly bigger and they've got more colour on them.
What's Paul Sharpman saying? An 037 Lancia Hasagawa.
Yeah, that was that kit you showed, the Lancia.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's what he's telling John to build.
Kenneth M says at John Mountain, build anything Japanese mechanized robot thingy oriented. John, don't get one.
Mechanized Japanese battle bike.
No.
Honestly, John, if you want something nice and easy to build that will fall out of the box basically and fit together beautifully, is just get one of the Tamiya cars. Because they're lovely to build.
I think
if it doesn't fit properly, you're building it wrong. You're doing something wrong.
Depends where your interests lie. If you like aeroplanes or military or cars or whatever, definitely Tamiya fall together. I definitely think, as far as learning to paint and not having to do super shiny and stuff, that military vehicles are the easiest to start on, and possibly a plain old boring tank. You know, T-62, Sherman, something along that lines, made by Tamiya. It'll fall together, and when you're painting it, you know, you can cover up mistakes on armor by using weathering and stuff. If you start off in cars, you've got to kind of go super shiny.
Okay, but the other way to look at it, Terry, is that Corvette, the first Revell Corvette I did. If you read the box, it came as a pre-painted body, didn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're worrying about paint, you just want to build something, then maybe that's your best option. Go for one of them, you know, and then do the painting next. Once you've got you've built something, you've got something that, and it can carry on and do the next one, you know, and then try and paint something.
I think the first things I ever built were like your usual 172nd Spitfires, Hurricanes, Stukas, Lancaster bombers. I did a wee Bofors gun and tractor.
That's all we had.
Yeah.
That's all we had as kids. But now, so much. It's not more. It's easier to get access to, like the YouTube now, where you can watch tutorials and that. That's fantastic now for model making. Because I mean, back in our day, you a television program a month that showed some form of model making on it, and doesn't it?
Yeah, you're really into your shiny cars now. You've caught the bug, haven't you?
A good pun can
Yeah, I think
Would that be the Beetle?
Yeah, caught the bug.
Oh, nice, mate. It's not about a Beetle, but I started on time and finished because at my normal speed. You know, I don't understand what you.
I beg your pardon. Would you like to rephrase that, Dave?
Well, I primed it. I followed the rules. I primed it. I did the practice.
Guilty as charged.
You had it primed as soon as the kit arrived, Dave.
I was preparing. It's all in the preparation. It's what I tell Pip when we're decorating. It's all in the preparation, love.
You had your kit in primer before I even found out we was doing a Beetle build.
Yeah. Paul Sharpman's just saying thanks to everybody for the kind comments, everyone. Now you're doing some nice work there, Paul. So what I would say is try and get some of them into smaller albums, so I've not got to go like through 40 million photos. But yeah, aye, some cracking work in there.
Nice work. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Scott's saying that the Puffin Protection team will be having a word with you, Dave. I don't know.
Well, for I haven't done nothing wrong.
It's an internal memo from the Puffin Relocation Department. I have no idea.
Oh, wait a minute.
Kenneth was trying to trip me up there. He thought he would get me to say it, you know, like the Japanese mechanized, whatever it is, device that Scott's got a good way of calling them. Yeah. John Mountain says, thanks, chaps. 4. Shane saying, I used the Steinorex primer for the first time and it splattered a little. I had 23 psi, but my Neo only has a 0.35. Any advice would be helpful.
0.5 needle.
0.5.
You can put it through a 0.35, but you might have to crank the pressure up nearer to 30. Another one would be to warm it up before you use it. Get a cup of hot water.
I tend to spray my Steino through a 0.5.
Yeah, I use a 0.5.
John,
you can.
I use a 0.4, but I put mine up to between 25 and 30.
Sorry, mate, we're on the live feed now. What's that?
Mine sprays fine through a 0.5 at around about 25, but that's for the black. Some of the newer Steino reses that I got as samples, they're slightly thinner, and the gloss one's slightly thinner as well. I mean, I would manage to spray them down to 14 psi, so they've adjusted the mixture on them.
Yeah.
You can. I know they tell you don't thin a primer. You can. I find I have to thin the white, even with 0.5. The pigment is.
I'll have to go on the live stream. John's on the phone, guys. Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
He's in Skegness in a car. It's raining.
I'm trying to get you on the live feed.
He's trying to get in on the live feed.
No, it's not happening.
No, go on, mate. Go on the dungeon. Can you send him it, Smoo?
Send who what?
John, Free Sheets. He wants to join us. He's on my phone. He's not got in that one. He's got on this one. He's broken.
Oh, they try. It's on the dungeon and it's on.
It's on the dungeon, mate.
Okay,
on the chat on the dungeon.
It's on the chat in the dungeon. Right,
yeah. Right, see you in a bit. Go on the computer, not on the phone. I'll see you in a minute. Cool, that caravan's rocking.
What? Apologies about our viewers in northern Belfast. Normal service will resume shortly. Yeah. That was John 3 Sheets Bennett phoning up Dave going, I can't find the feed. I'm in my caravan. I've managed to get Wi-Fi signal. As far as Steino res goes, I mean, they always say don't thin a primer. I tend to find if you're using a 0.5 needle, I don't have to thin any of them apart from the white. White's got a really thick pigment in it. And I thin it at a ratio of 60% paint to 40% thinner. And it's a totally different paint. I know people sort of go, but you don't have to. You can warm it up and it goes through my 0.35. It doesn't work for me. And obviously it depends on atmospheric conditions where you are, you know, how much moisture's in the air, how warm it is and all that sort of stuff. So you can thin them. If you're struggling to go through a 0.35, You can crank the pressure up, but you can add a little touch of X20, or if you make your own isopropyl sort of thinners, you can thin them a little bit, and it doesn't harm them at all. Well, that's what I find anyway. What about you guys when you're spraying? I mean, I use a 0.5 and don't really have too much bother.
Yeah, I use a 0.5 needle and I thin the white down. Same with the gloss black. I tend to thin that down a bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
I use a 0.4, but I use a 0.4, but I don't thin any of them down. I just adjust the pressure accordingly.
Yeah. The only thing about pressure, do you not get a bit of tip dry?
No, because I don't have my guard on.
Oh, you take your guard off?
Yeah, I've got an old paintbrush sellotaped to the top of my spray booth, so I just give my airbrush a stab on it, spin it, and it cleans the needle.
Yeah. I just find that if you're having to crank the pressure up, obviously it tends to dry in the tip a bit more. That's another problem you get. But yeah, just keep cleaning your tip a wee bit.
Yeah, it's trial and error, isn't it? And
I don't use primers from my airbrush.
Ken FM saying the same thing. You can thin the primer. Also, don't be afraid to increase your PSI. Thicker paints do require more PSI. Again, it also depends on your airbrush. My airbrushes are gravity feed. So the paint's coming down under gravity with air pulling it through. If you've got a siphon feed, they generally require a higher pressure anyway. So yeah, it depends on what cup setup you've got in your brush. But thicker paints, higher PSI, because you need more pressure to push the more viscous liquid through or thin it.
Not got an airbrush and use rattle cans.
Or use rattle cans. Dave gets a nice automotive primer for one of your places, don't you?
I get this from Wilkinson's, and normally you'll get a tin of Tamiya, and it's 200, and it's like my local model shop. They're like £9 a tin.
Well, I've got.
I get this from Wilkinson. Yeah, how much is in that?
180 millilitres, and it's about £6 or £7 quid.
Yeah, this is 400 millilitres from Wilkinson's, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it, you know what I mean? And
that's white stuff that you use on your cars.
Yeah, and that was primed in that. I love it. It's fantastic primer for rattle can. It's absolutely brilliant.
The other thing with rattle can primer is it tends to take a better bite, especially if you're doing like resin or stuff like that. I've not really had any problems with the Steiny. I use Steiny Res on photo etch and everything because it actually says it's designed for plastics, woods, metals.
Yeah, that's what this says. It's acetal.
Jared B is saying, what type of gloss coat do you guys use to get your car so shiny and smooth? We all use different stuff. So, Mike, first, what do you use as a gloss coat when you're doing super shiny?
I'll show you now. I use these things. That's all. Makeup removal pad.
So do you actually put a gloss coat on, or?
I just use ordinary X1 or X4 or whatever. I'd leave it to dry for 24 hours. Then I give it a good buffing with that.
Ray's away, by the way.
Good shine off it.
Ray from Alta's away. Right, so
see you, Ray.
You put your standard acrylic gloss top coat on, let it cure for 24 hours and then buff it up. You don't put a clear coat on.
I mean, it's not as high a finish as Davey gets or Alan, but you get a really good shine off it.
Yeah, Dave, you do something similar, don't you?
Yeah, I do exactly the same as Mike. I mean, that's just Tamiya gloss coat. I do 2 mist coats with 5 minutes in between. Leave it 5 minutes, and I go on with a heavy coat and build the paint up. And I just do it like that. I leave it 24 hours like Mike does. And I use the same. I use the makeup removal pads, the soft cotton. Occasionally what I'll do is I'll use the buffing stick first, which is like the white one.
Yeah.
I give it a buffing with that occasionally. Depends what I want to do, really, you know.
Yeah.
But the makeup pads are fantastic. You just got to leave it 24 hours and then you get a finish like that.
Yeah.
Nice and shiny.
I've even used pledge. I've even used furniture polish.
The 2-packs are great and things like that. But you can't. Tommy? When you can't use the 2-pack.
Hey, Tommy.
Colin, what about yourself, Colin? What do you do when you're doing super shiny?
Super shiny. Well, between decals, obviously, I'll pledge. But if I'm going for a super shiny top coat, then I'll look at one of the proprietary high gloss finish paints that you can get, be it Alclad or whatever, you know. But I haven't done that much super shiny, to be honest with you. I mean, the E-Type will have a decent top coat, so will the McLaren. So
yeah,
you know, it's probably going to be a 0 paints or something like that.
It's maybe me. It's experimenting a bit more on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenneth M is saying, morning, Tommy. Scott Sutherland from Orkney saying, hiya, Tommy. Rat Pack's in. Bjorn's in. Hiya, Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Lynn, you're in America. You have slightly different paints across there. Have you ever done any super shiny stuff?
I've never done any super shiny stuff. I built a couple of cars back in the 70s, but back then it wasn't super shiny. I mean, we didn't. I didn't gloss coat it or anything like that. I just kind of left it. And back then we didn't. Back in the 70s, the old school, we just paint.
Don't go on and let it die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just built the cars. Hang on, sweetie's having a fit.
Is that model making parrot? Right, we need to teach model.
Planted again.
You're going to try and get it to swear in Scottish for next week.
Maybe. I'm still trying to teach him how to say, now go build a model.
Aye. Try and teach it to say, away and boil your head. That's a good one. Away and boil your head. So when you come in, it'll go, ow, away and boil your head.
I'm afraid to ask what that means.
It basically means...
To be honest, if you've got a parrot and you don't teach it to say, help, they've turned me into a parrot, you don't deserve to have a parrot, love.
In answer to the glossy stuff, I'm trying a few different lacquers. I don't use the 2K clear. Is it 2K clear? Aye, 2K clear. Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that it's too toxic to use in the house for me. So a few suggestions is Tamiya X22 clear, which is an acrylic, but thin it with a 50-50 ratio Mr. Colour self-leveling thinner. That gives a really, really glossy high shine. Or you can use another one I've got here, standard Mr. Colour clear. Again, the self-leveling thinner. And that's the lacquer. That's a hot paint. They tend to give more of a gloss. And then there's a new one I'm going to try out. Mr. Colour's got the new GX paints out. This one is called GX100. It's in an 18mm pot. It's supposed to be even more shiny than the standard Mr. Colour. Harder wearing and easier to go on. And again, 50-50 Mr. Colour self-leveling thinner. So I use lacquers. So I'll do my primer coat and I'll micro mesh it back. And then I'll do my base colour coat and I'll micro mesh that back. And then I'll go in with my gloss and I'll probably do 4 or 5 coats of that, a couple of mist coats, and then build it up, build it up, build it up. I don't cut back after that. Some people do the cut back. And then I've got microfine finishing polish that I also use Autoglym. Again, my makeup pads. So that's another option if you're doing super shiny. as I say, if you want to go super shiny, you're going to be looking at 2K clear for zero paints, and it's a epoxy based resin basically that you're spraying on. So it cures in a certain amount of time. You mix a hardener to it, a certain ratio of thinner to it. You spray it on, leave in it, and you airbrush it, it'll go solid. It's like 2-part epoxy basically that you're spraying on top of your model, and it self levels.
Spray it in a ventilated area and wear a mask.
Yeah. It is an automotive paint, it's highly toxic. So yeah, that's hopefully that's answered you what to use for clear coat. And again, like the other guys, if I'm doing a bit of armor and I'm going to do not so much a super shiny, but as a utility coat to seal in between oil pin washes and then decals and top coat before my matte coat, I will use 2 times more shine. Now, people frown on it because it's a floor product, but you'll find some bottles actually say it can be used on plastics, woods, etc., etc. Bottle labelling may vary. In the UK, it's actually a multi-colour. Another one you can get, if you're not wanting to go into the lacquer side of things, that's better than that. I wouldn't use that as a top coat, really, really shiny. You've also got stuff like Alclad 2 Aquagloss. It gives a nice shine, but it's not as shiny as a lacquer. So that's non-toxic as well.
Depends on what colour shiny you're going for as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the shiniest you'll go in non-toxic. Don't shake the bottle. You don't shake this stuff. So yeah, it's like a bottle of milk, and the reason it's like a bottle of milk is we're not allowed clear liquids without a colouring in it.
I mean, I don't know what Alan uses at Northwest. I think he might be
he's 2K clear.
2K clear person, you know. So.
Right, what else is there? So hopefully that answers Jared's question. Obviously, I've asked Paul if when he's doing his photographs, he can make them in smaller albums. He says, "Well, do excellent, thanks very much." Mike Hornsey uses 2K.
What's the average cost of a 2K?
It's not dear. It's about £7 or £8 for the pack or something like that, you know. And it comes with the actual sort of lacquer, the hardener, and the thinner.
Oh right, yeah.
It's not very expensive. It's not the cost of it that puts me off. It's the toxicity and the smell. And you can just clean it up with normal cellulose lacquer and that, but it's you want super shiny, it's 2K.
Yeah.
As Kenneth M says, thinning only affects atomization, not the paint itself, unless you're using acrylics with water. Water can affect the paint. That's why they tend to use alcohols or lacquer thinners. What else have we got? Shane's saying he's very new to the whole airbrush scene, so all your help is really helpful. Thank you all. Mike Hornsey's away. Good show, guys, but I had to go. See you, Mike. Obviously, Ray's away as well. And as Kenneth M says, Shane Young, don't be afraid to ask for help in the dungeon. We don't know everything, but there's probably one of us that will know the answer to your question. And if we don't know, we can find out. You know, it's
absolutely. Yeah.
That was all the morning Tommies. Kenneth says, look at the cameras. Fester's workshop, you don't need to show us the shine.
I'm painting your turd.
Painting a turd.
Oh, please stop playing on. Bjorn saying he's wildly working on a CD plate diorama. I think it's going to be nice. I wonder where he got that idea from, Dave.
Don't blame me.
Expat Spain says he uses 2K from the car paint shop. It works out a lot cheaper. 2K's 2K. It's 2-part. Yeah. You know, basically you've got one part, which is the shiny bit. The other part's the hardener. You know, that's what the whole 2K is, 2-part.
Not 3-part then, Smoo, no?
What's that?
Not 3-part then.
Well, there is actually 3 parts because you've got thinner as well, eh?
Yeah.
One sheet does plenty. Kenneth M says, turd, that's a bit harsh.
I take it he's not follically challenged then.
I don't know, but Expat's been saying I'm blind. Yeah. Do not adjust your contrast. It is naturally that shiny, apart from when he's got his hat on.
A lot of effort went into getting the head that shiny, mate. I appreciate that, mate. Many applications are 2K clear.
Well, Bjorn saying, yes, Dave, you have a heavy influence in what I do, Dave. Love heart, love heart.
Sorry.
Hello, my name is Bjorn. Do, 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 do. Yeah, just don't turn up at Dave's house with a leather cap and leather chaps on. No, just
yeah, not leather chaps on.
Yeah.
They'll get Pip excited.
You ever tried?
What affect me? You just excite me.
Oh, imagine Lincoln.
Now the bike.
The leader hosing on that.
That's only on a Sunday.
Sorry, Dave, you're breaking up a little bit there.
Sunday.
I'm waiting for Dave to disconnect. All I heard was Sunday. No, you're breaking up like mad.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so they only do that on a Sunday.
Ah, right, okay. Your audio's come back. You must have just had a bit lag. Bjorn saying, don't worry, man. It's not like that. Just appreciating a good chat. There you go.
Yeah.
See some of the faces you put on, Colin.
What's that, mate? It's the only one I've got.
A lot of usage.
Yeah, it's a bit worn around the edges, mate, isn't it?
Mm.
I did say about a face transplant, but no other fucker wanted it.
Yeah. Couldn't give it away.
So I was all right until I lost my hair. That's how I looked. See, that's a photograph the wife took a couple of years ago, see?
Why? Expat Spain saying, for Christ's sake, don't go to Benidorm Old Town. Is that like a bleaker town where you get all the...
Yes, I have been to Benidorm Old Town.
And he damn well enjoyed himself.
And he couldn't sit down.
I could tell you a story about a place I ended up in that's...
What's that, Dave? The Blue Oyster Bar?
No, it was a place called the Sunset Boulevard in Toulouse. It was a mistake. I was staying in a French hotel when I was a coach driver.
Oh dear!
I said to the night porter, because I was a bit bored. I said I want to go to a nightclub, meaning like what we call a disco sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, my brother's a taxi driver, so he picked me up, took me to this club in the middle of nowhere. I went inside. It was 80 francs, before the euros. At 8 quid. I thought that's a bit dear to get in a club. I got in there, and it was a swingers club.
Did you stay long?
I tried not to.
Got platinum
I had a good
member.
look around when I was there. Like, I thought, just for scientific research, I'd have a good look at the place. I never knew anchor points and swinging things, were like that. But there you go.
Did I hear Mike saying last time we went to Benidorm Old Town, he couldn't sit down for a week?
No, I said Colin couldn't.
Well,
I've never been to Benidorm. I've watched it, but never been.
I've never been either.
You ain't missing much.
So, guys in the chat,
looks
any
good
more
on the telly.
questions? What's on telly?
Hey, Mike, I
Benidorm.
look good on the telly, mate, but, I don't mean to say that in real life it is.
Lynn, do you know where Benidorm is?
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's Spain.
Spain.
Spain, it's a common sort of tourist destination for us peely white, pale blue sort of people trying to get some sun.
Oh, okay.
Is Benidorm not the one where all the old folk go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the old actors and all that.
Yeah.
You'd do all right going to Benidorm, mate. It'd take you a week to go white, wouldn't it? Because you're like pale blue, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pale blue colour.
Yeah, he's Scottish. Cold blue.
He don't need a barrier cream. He just takes off one layer of bandage.
Then I just end up like bright red. I look like a stalk of rhubarb.
I need to take off one of my fleeces.
One of my fleeces. I thought you said feces for a minute there. No, I was talking shite again.
What I thought he said.
What's that, Lynn?
I said, that's what I thought he said too.
Do you need a translator tile one, Lynn?
You know I need a translator.
What, for Smo's accent? Oh, it's bad, isn't it, Lynn? You know what I mean?
You find Colin's accent easier to understand with "Call blimey, governor."
Diplomatic silence. Good girl.
Jared's asking, do you have any ongoing builds that you want to get done this year?
Yes.
I've got lots. What have you got, Mike?
Yes. I'll get it.
It's not the Titanic, is it?
It bloody is, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice build, that is, mate. I like that.
It's the Titanic.
So what's putting you off finishing it?
Eh?
Lighting up and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all lit up. Put lights in it and yeah, I want it. Of course, stick with dust.
What Mini Crafts one? Is it Mini Crafts do one? Titanic?
This is the Revell one.
Yeah.
But I've got all the photo etch for it as well, and that's what's slowing me down.
Is that what's putting you off doing it? Is it
It's slowing me down, yeah. I keep going back to it, but then I put it back again and get on with something else.
Is it like loads of wee handrails and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and cranes. And like, well, not many lifeboats, not enough lifeboats.
All right, okay.
But
So
yeah, I'll finish it this year, hopefully.
That's your long-term one.
Yeah.
What, I know Colin's got one or two, haven't you? Obviously, that Jag that you're doing.
Yeah, I want to get my E-Type finished and get the Concorde done, get them buttoned up.
You've not really got an awful lot lying about, have you, now?
No, I've got an Apollo 11 rocket that I'm building the launch umbilical tower for, making that out of paper.
Oh, I've seen that, the paper set.
Yeah, so I'm going to YouTube that one. So yeah, that's one I want to get finished.
Does that come with the kit then, that paper tower for it?
No, I got that from a guy in California.
I remember something about that. I printed it all off in scale and then you...
Yeah, you give him the scale and that. It's model paper art or something, his website.
So do you stick that on the card and then make the thing out of the card, or?
Yeah, I mean, all I've done so far is I've used stiff card templates, that sort of thing, put on the base and built that. I've got some of it here. Let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. There's the section for what the rocket sits on.
All right. And that's all paper. That's cool.
Yeah, that's paper, and then I've just lined it with Amazon boxes.
Other distribution companies are available.
Yeah, because that's holding the full weight of the kit.
Oh, so you got to brace it up.
Yeah, so I'm bracing the base, and then the rest of it, obviously, I've got tubes of cotton buds that I can roll inside the paper to get the curve and glue it to it. But yeah, it's quite intensive. You know, there's over 200 sheets of it, and every single spar and all of that lot is built.
Is it like doing origami sort of thing? No.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you know, I've got the crane on the top and all the pieces that come out and eject off the rocket when it's launched. So it's about 4 foot tall. So yeah, it's going to take a while.
Wow. Oh, here's a new name. American English Scale Motors. So what lovely joint of meat did Dave get for Sunday dinner?
Top side, it's an offer in my place at the moment. I've got a very nice top side joint.
And what about Jared's question? Have you got any sort of ongoing builds you want to get done this year?
I've got some on my watch list. I'm going to. There's a couple I can't really afford at the moment yet.
I think it's more about ongoing build stuff that's on the back burner on a shelf that you really want to get done rather than what you're fancying.
Yes, there is the HMS Dreadnought, which I lost my mojo on. Big style.
The photo H.
Yeah. Normally with a Trumpeter 1350 kit, you get the plastic or the photo etch.
Yeah.
For some bizarre reason, you don't get the option with this. It's just photo etch.
Or the handrail.
And yeah, and it's my mojo back burner. I will finish it eventually one day. And the other one was the Cullen sent me. I lost my mojo big style on that. It's a very old kit. And I was struggling with it, to be fair. But I was relatively new back to modelling then, and I hadn't learned as much as I've learned so far. You know what I mean? So I will.
Kenneth M. Sorry, Dave is asking, what does losing your mojo mean? That means losing your enthusiasm to build.
Yeah.
Losing your motivation.
You'll find a kit eventually that it won't defeat you, because kits will never defeat you. We're model makers at the end of the day, but it gets on your nerves so badly that you think, I don't know, I cannot be bothered to do this at the moment, and that's losing your mojo. We all suffer from it occasionally.
Yeah, I was like that last week.
I mean, I always tend to have a good few kits in various stages of build for obvious reasons because of my health. So if I lose my mojo on one kit, I can always do a bit of LED work or a bit of video editing or whatever, because having MS, you don't always know what you're going to be capable of doing that particular day.
Yeah, good day, but
yeah, so I have like 3 levels of task, you know, a difficult, a medium, and a fuck it, I can't do nothing, so I'm going to do that instead task.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it works for me, you know, but that's just my unique circumstances.
I think for me, I need to get back onto my video builds. I could, if I was sitting at the desk like and had the concentration that Dave's got, I could have had Mars Ed finished ages ago. So I need to finish that. I've got 4 bits of armour sitting there, 3 of them's in undercoat and primer.
Yeah, I've got another military build to do for my mate that served in Afghanistan, so that's a commission, so I'll sit and do that during my recovery.
I need to get back on with the Peterbilt truck. I just got fed up sanding and filling and sanding and filling. Yeah, that's... I've got...
dioramas,
mate. My 2-part diorama's finished, it's fine. I've got a few bikes that were awaiting decals, and somebody kindly sent me 3 sheets.
How many?
There's a few I might be able to rescue from the graveyard. Now I've got the decals.
Yeah.
How many?
The 3 sets. Yeah.
I mean, I've got that huge USS Nimitz aircraft carrier that I want to do as well. So that will replace me E-Type as my background build. Yeah, I'm going to light all the landing deck and all of that gubbins on it. So
I think that fire engine will be the one that I'm looking forward to doing. That'll be the slow burner in the background.
I mean, what's his name? Frankie Goes to Hollywood, who's put some really lovely comments on my YouTube channel. Is aware that I'm going to be doing the fire engine. So like I said before, if people haven't taken a saw to a model, it might be of interest to them, you know. So
yeah, we're going to be doing kind of a buddy build, but I'll be probably behind you sort of going, how did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it gives people the 2 options. They can see an out-of-box build, which, you know, there's no problem doing out-of-box builds, you know. I'm not
put the LEDs in, so there'll be a bit of...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not dead against it. It's just with me, each kit, because I don't sell my kits, I like them to be unique to me. Yeah. I had it with the bus. I got famously rivet counted on my London bus by a fella who said, well, I knew that bus and it didn't have an AC/DC poster on it. I can't remember seeing one of them. I said, well, you have now, mate. You know, episode 1 tells you that, you know, I was building it unique to me, not period accurate, so to speak.
I think you're with the fire engine, we're both going to be lighting it up and we're both possibly going to be putting sound in it. I think the big thing for you is that opening the doors and making it for left-hand drive to right-hand drive, because it doesn't give you a right-hand drive dash option.
I'm right-hand driving it. It's going to be done as London Fire Brigade livery and UK spec. So there's quite a lot of work to do on it. But it gives people the two choices. See, they can see what out of the box looks spectacular anyway. We know it does.
Yeah.
But also, if they are fancying I wish the doors opened, at least they can then see how to achieve that.
Yeah, I'll be watching your video on how to do that with interest, and I'll maybe try it online.
Plus, you can always make a reverse mold of the dash, can't you?
Yes.
Just do a reverse mold.
Yeah.
And then you change it from left-hand to right-hand drive.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
You do it with the amalgam like dentists use.
Yes.
You just sit your mold in, and you put plaster in, then you can end up putting resin in. Just use 2-part resin, make a reverse mold.
Yeah.
A reverse dash.
Interesting. It's because the shape of the dash in that fire engine, it's not like the typical old trucks where you've just got a square dash.
No, it's very curvaceous.
It's all curved and
all of that lot, but the reverse moulding is probably the easiest to go for.
Scratch building, isn't it?
Colin?
Sorry, Dave.
Do you want to say curvaceous? Just say curvaceous again and do your figure painting flesh tone paint.
Curvaceous. Curvaceous.
we're all taking screen captures. We're all hitting the screen capture button.
But I mean, reverse moulding of the dash is an option. You know, it's one of them because I was going to do it in my E-Type because that's left-hand drive, you know. But the dash is already in it now. But definitely for the fire engine because I want to light up all the dash, the sat nav, and all of that gubbins. Quite a lot.
Oh, reverse mold would be brilliant for you then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because if I cut the dash, it's going to be so fragile. Whereas if I do a reverse mold, I can at least channel all me fiber optics through it. And
that's it. Yeah, easier to light up.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Look forward to that one.
That's something I know nothing about, so I'll be watching that with interest.
Well, yeah, originally I was going to cut the dash into 3 sections and then sculpt it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've cut the piece off the sprue and I've had a look at it, and it isn't the strongest of plastic.
Right.
So for me, reverse moulding is going to be the way to go. I've got a moulding kit on order. I shall reverse mould that and go through how to do that.
I might have a little go this week. I've got a Beetle up there with a dash on it. I might have a go at doing a reverse mould on it just to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
That 124, yeah, it is. Isn't it the fire engine Smo's 124?
Yeah, 124.
Yeah. Sorry about showing you the back of my noggin then, people. Yeah,
that's all right.
124.
Kenneth M is saying he's hoping to finish his Trigon. That's that little beastie that we like next week.
I mean, I love that. If he can let us know where he got that kit from, because it's
Games Workshop.
Oh, is it really? Because stuff like that, I love all of that sort of creaturey fantasy realms stuff.
Yeah. So he's going to try and finish that next week, and he's going to try and organise his pictures into separate albums for us, so that's lovely. John Mountain went up the Ambers. I don't follow football, so what's that?
Cat Claremont is saying Liverpool has a football club, ? So how did they do against Man?
What's on, mate?
How did they do?
We lost one today.
How did West Ham do, mate?
Oh, have you not seen what happened to West Ham today?
No, it's got very
Watch the news, mate. Watch the news. The fans turned on the chairman.
Oh, the March
thousands.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The fans turned on him.
Alan's asking, what did he miss? A few flesh stones, mate.
Oh, Shane says kit form services do right-hand conversions for some kits. Yeah, I've seen the right-hand drive Jaguar E-Type dash for about 15, 16 quid. So, yeah, I'm aware of them, mate.
Kenneth M was saying, obviously, when you had your Titanic up, great-looking ship, Mike Mountain.
Thank you.
Xbox Spain said just even finishing a model would be good. I get like that. Yeah.
Yeah, looking around my bench at all these kits in different stages, I'm beginning to think, yeah, that would be a good idea.
I want to finish my Phantom up this year.
Yeah. You'll do it. You'll do it, Lynn.
What's
Between work.
Kat, I had a shave and everything because I knew you might be in. She's saying, what's this? Neat Smoo managed to get Moby on his stream. Moby? Right.
Yeah.
Is that the singer, Moby? I don't know. What's it like having someone famous then?
Unless she's thinking of, how can I say, Moby, if you know what I mean.
All right, okay.
What?
I have no clue what Kat's on about there.
Moby Dick.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what she's on about. Managed to get Moby on his stream. What's it like having someone famous then?
Unless she means, isn't he a scale model builder? Just out of interest. I know Putin is.
Oh, I don't care.
So's Eric Clapton.
Alan's saying he's worked it out. If he did a model a month, now we've seen Alan's stash sitting up in this thing. If he did a model a month, it would take him 5 years to empty his stash.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
they're all
stash.
cars.
And they're all cars.
Are they really?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, he posted a picture up of that rather warped shelf, didn't he, under the weight?
Yeah, that was bulging under the weight. Yeah, he says he would need to quit his job just to have some time. Yeah.
Damn,
that's
that's
one a month.
impressive.
That's 12, 5 12s, 60 kits. Yeah.
God.
Mind you, I must be nearing about 40 kits sitting here as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got about 25 in me stash, so yeah.
I've got about 40, I think. 30 of them are bikes. What else have we got?
I've only got 3 bikes in mine at the moment. I must admit, I need to get more bikes. But I want to do that Rossi Stoner Laguna Seca diorama yet, so I've got to source Casey Stoner bike.
Kenneth saying is obviously he's confirming that Trigun is a Games Workshop, and the Gluttony Demon, the one that I liked, is from Creature Caster.
Oh, okay.
I thought it might have been a singer. She's going, no, Moby the singer. You weirdo. Cheers,
Yeah,
Kat.
if anyone in the chat knows where I can get a Casey Stoner Ducati GP08 in 1/12 scale, let us know.
What?
A Casey Stoner Ducati GP08
Oh,
motorcycle in 1/12 scale.
goody.
Because I'm trying to recreate a famous scene with Casey Stoner and Valentino Rossi on the corkscrew at Laguna.
Yeah, and there's
Oh, wow.
try to find a bike that's suitable for that year.
Yeah, I might have to convert the Capirossi bike from the year before, so we'll see. But
Alan's saying he's got armour and planes as well, so it's not all cars. He's got a wardrobe with kits in it as well.
he's
Yeah.
got an HMS Invincible. Oh, lovely. Is that the is it illustrious class aircraft carrier? Has he got that one, or has he got the one before?
That was to Alan. Sergeant Bone says, LOL, icky rotten fruit computers. I take it you DC'd.
Nothing wrong with an Apple
Yeah.
if you got that sort of money.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, I'm a bit of an Apple fanboy, so what can I say? You know what I mean?
If you do,
And me.
graphical work, they're brilliant.
Yeah, I do a lot of 3D CAD and stuff like that on my MacBook. So yeah, for that, it's perfect.
I mean, their operating system's a lot more efficient than Windows.
Oh, mate, it's so stable. It's unreal, mate. It really is. But
You don't get viruses on Apple.
you can,
A little bit, but
you can if you know Unix code well enough.
right.
You can get a lot of worm viruses in an Apple.
Yeah, it's like anything. When you write a computer program, you always have an egg, which is a little back door into the program where you can go in and
I've never tried Apple and egg.
Right.
Pip's in. Oh, Pip.
Hey, Pip.
Hello,
Pip's making. Pip's got the kettle on.
Pip, I'll have 2 sugars, love.
Done. I sneaked in
3
earlier.
sugars, Pip.
Yeah,
3 sugars, Pip. Like it's
Alan
sweet.
at Northwest is, yeah, it is the illustrious class in 1/350 scale, the last one built. Nice kit, mate. I'd like to see that
Nice
done,
kit,
mate.
yeah.
Quite a lot of folks saying that they like Apple and it's the OS that you use for work, but he's a gamer too.
Yeah, I mean, I've got their phones and
you can get emulators in that though for doing the gaming and.
Yeah, I mean, on my Mac, I can dual boot that and Windows and that. But you know, if I'm doing anything 3D rendering or anything like that, because I'm currently working on a little project that would help the model community. So yeah, it's a little computer program I'm writing. So yeah.
Shane's off.
Yeah, he's a way to help his message.
See you later, Shane. Thanks for coming.
Shane.
Night, Shane.
I need to nip to the bathroom, guys. Does somebody want to cover for a wee minute and just keep?
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. So if anyone in the chat, what would be your holy grail model kit that if you had the money you would go out and buy? If money wasn't an object and you could get every single detail up for it or whatever, what would be your holy grail model kit?
Can I have 2?
You have 2, Lynn. What would they be?
Mine would be getting the trumpeter 1/3 and deck it all out with all the extras.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
And the other one would be the hull on plastic, wood on plastic Calypso that I found.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I would be tempted by the big old trumpeter stuff that Ted's been doing, I must admit.
Right. That's a nice one too.
Mike, I expected that actually. The space shuttle on the launch pad, yeah. Northwest modeler USS Nimitz in 1/350 scale. It's huge. Yeah, I've heard that. I'm not sure what scale mine is. I think it was 1/500 or something silly like that. Trumpeter one, so it's not a massive one. Cat Claremont Mars Pattern Warlord Titan, €1,200. But yeah, I mean the Lee Barlow's put one up, the 112 MP4 Stena with all top studio. Good shit.
Oh yeah.
I must admit. I look at that car and yeah, it brings back lovely memories of a great legend, mate. Expat Spain, Italieri do a Stoner 08, but it's in 1/9 scale. Actually, that's not a bad shout because I've got a Rossi bike unbuilt in 1/9 scale, so I could convert that. Good shout. Cheers for that, Expat. Can you get 1/9 scale motorcycle rider figures? Stephen Whitman, Yamamoto Star Blazer.
That's another one.
Sergeant Bones full interior for the Jag D Tiger in 1/16 scale. It's a good shout.
John's asking when you have your op, Colin.
I have my op Wednesday morning, mate. A beautiful 7 to 9 hours of being wide awake whilst they cut my spine to pieces because I can't have anaesthetic.
Right.
They've assured me they'll put some entertainment on an iPad and let me look through the bench at it. So, yeah.
They'll be giving you some stuff that'll make you feel really good.
Yeah. Obviously, they give you local anaesthetic. I can't have general anaesthetic, I'm afraid.
Right. They just want to make sure they don't hit a nerve or something. And
yeah, because they'll put electrodes in me and they'll be stimulating my arms and legs all the way through the surgery just to make sure that it is still working. But even so, I mean, when they did my neck implants, I couldn't go under because anaesthetic and MS don't work too well together.
right.
Just having a-
Gary, best of luck. You'll be in my prayers. I'll be fine, mate. I'll be back before you all know it.
Yeah, got some good kits came up there.
Yeah, there
that
were some
list.
interesting ones out of that. Model Factory Hero Boy 1/9 Rough Superior. Boom, Paul Lloyd, you superstar. I think
what did Gas-
Jay Leno's got a bit of a model making hobby as well as a real life bike collecting hobby.
What was the question that you asked him, Cole?
I asked them what would be if money wasn't an option, what their holy grail kit would be.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm just
Buy
looking
it
at
with
them
all
all
the
now.
big
Yeah,
cars.
there's some nice.
You know, if you won the Euro Millions tomorrow, what would you go out and get? But I'm convinced that Jay Leno is an avid motorcycle modeler, and I think
Yeah.
he's got the Bruff Superior. So
The two I want is the Revell 1/72 scale flower class Corvette, and my local model shop now has got the I can't remember who makes it. It's the 1/32 scale Schnellbolt, which is the German torpedo boat.
All right.
Like, it's huge. It's
Yeah.
it's about 5 foot long.
yeah.
It's a beautiful kit, beautiful looking kit, and he's got like the crew and all sorts of like aftermarket sets. He's got it all for it.
Having done that little Revell U-boat, I must admit, I sort of would be tempted by the big size one, but
I wouldn't mind getting one of these big.
Away.
yeah, that or the Senna McLaren. Northwest has put up a 1/1 Lotus 7. Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
And if I won the lottery, I would have to get the Shelby GT 500 Eleanor car made by Foos.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah. Foos. Yeah, I'd have to get that, but then that's a real life size version. But the thought of me gunning around on it, driving a Mustang with hand controls is quite scary.
Cat's saying for some
Glad I
reason.
live in America.
Yeah.
Cat was saying,
Up until recently, was driving a 3-litre straight 6 Monza with hand controls. So
yeah. Cat was saying for some reason anesthesia makes her sick. She's not able to take it during the surgery. Colin will be awake during his surgery.
yeah.
Hero Boy. Oh, yeah.
Kat says, I have a question. On your door is a photograph of when you had hair. Yes, it is. Can't you tell, me and Tom Hardy, fucking clones, isn't we? What can I say? No, my photograph is in the corner of my screen.
Ah, the one with the light bulb hanging.
Yeah.
Until Festa.
Wonder why they call me that.
Yeah. Dave.
Early.
Yes,
When are you back
Terence.
at work, Dave?
On Friday.
You on
I've
holiday?
got 5 days off.
Yeah.
What?
I am.
5 days off.
Oh, we're
Happy days, mate.
Early hangouts this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are you back to work?
Yeah.
man?
Do what?
When are you back at work?
Monday?
Monday, so just a weekend
Yeah,
off for you.
I work from 9:30 until 6, so I'll probably get to miss all the hangouts.
I was waiting for you to come in. I work 9 till 5. Okay, well, you've been murking and all that.
No 9 to 5 here.
No. What is it you do again?
Pharmacy tech. I
Oh,
do.
pharmacy. Aye, that's right. Aye.
So I'll be sending Colin a whole bunch of good drugs.
Oh, yeah. Definitely will.
If not, Colin, we know a girl who can get you some.
Alan's saying he's back on the 19th after 3 months. You've been off for 3 months, Alan. I can't you were no well, but I
Yeah.
didn't think you've been off that long.
Must be
Been off
nice.
since January, haven't
Blimey.
we?
Oh, dearie dog. So is that job like you didn't want to go back? Yeah, I know. Working for the NHS, underpaid and overworked is probably.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
Alan's a mental
Yeah.
health nurse or something. I mean, and there's not a lot of them as there is in the NHS, so they're pretty much working their asses off, dealing with that stuff.
Any nurse
Ken-
has my utmost admiration.
Sorry, Dave.
I said anybody that works in the NHS, any nurse, is my utmost admiration. The crap they have to put up with during the days.
Absolutely, mate.
Absolutely, mate. They all deserve knighthoods, mate.
You're right.
Kenneth's saying that's good, Dave. So you won't miss any deliveries. Ooh. Postman cometh. Yeah, I thought Alan was
Batman.
a nurse. Yeah. It's
Yeah, it's a cinnamon is bigger than a pack of batteries.
I mean, it's
Tommy's
not
birthday.
it's like, you know, most nurses and stuff, it's a vocation. You don't do it for the money, you do it because you want to help people. But unfortunately,
But the money helps.
yeah. Unfortunately, in the UK, mental health's becoming more spoken about and diagnosed and all that sort of thing. So there's not enough mental health nurses and that about here. So yeah, not an easy job.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the stigma that goes around mental health issues has been broken down now because, you know, at the end of the day, it's an illness. It's like me with my MS. It's an invisible illness, but people aren't fully understanding of.
Oh, you're saying, I mean, you could be, obviously you walk with sticks, but you're saying like sometimes you can slur your speech and people mistake you for being drunk, but you're not. It's MS.
Yeah, I mean, I'm teetotal, and I've been in a pub with the wife, and you know we've gone to order something, and then you know they've gone, "Oh, I think you've had enough, mate," and I'm like, "Okay." One, I'm teetotal, and two, I've got MS, you spud. But you know, they're not to know. They're only doing their job, mate, in there because there are idiots in the world that.
Yeah. You don't walk about with a label saying I have such and such a disability or illness.
I don't see why I should. You know, it's like doing these hangouts. You know, from the shoulders up, people don't need to know what's going on, do they? But
I know you're naked under there, aren't you?
You know, it'll take me 20 minutes just to get up the stairs. You know, it's just
he's naked under that bench again.
I'm not worried about what from the neck up. It's the neck down. It's from the neck up. Yeah, I worry about you, mate.
You're quite lucky, Lynn. He's no stripped his t-shirt off tonight because usually he waits till Pip's in the room and then he strips his t-shirt off and then puts his Fester 67's workshop one on. And you've got all the man chests and all that out.
Haven't you noticed that Dave's now had to shave his head? He's getting a chest wig next.
Yeah.
I'm going to get glue on one and it don't fall off.
I wonder if Pip will practice putting the wooden tulips, you know, the unsanded one, and Dave first to make sure it works.
I'll have to get him one of them bad boys as well.
Expat Spain is saying, I've been off for the last 10 years. Are you retired, expat? Are you sitting there and having the life of Riley in Spain?
Alan's got CFS. I totally understand where you're coming from, Alan. Yeah, I know that, mate. It's
right, okay.
Sidebars of my MS is FMS, which is fibromyalgia syndrome.
I've heard of fibromyalgia. I know people with that, and it's like a fatigue.
Pain receptors are constantly transmitting pain throughout your body as your own body's eating away the myelin, you know, and the one side of the MS is the fatigue. You know, it's to explain it to someone is really difficult, but just getting up your stairs feels like you've done a 26-mile marathon and you're questioning yourself. You're like, really? Come on, you Burke. You're only walking up there. What's so difficult? But
Kat's asking, how do you get a tumour on your back then? Random stroke of luck? Her mum had to get her thyroid removed because of it?
No. What it is where my areas have been attacked by my own body. It's an autoimmune problem. I have benign bone spurs and tumorous matter that's in the vertebrae and it's gone into the bone and all that. So they've got to take large sections of the rear part of the vertebrae out and build the cage to protect the spinal cord. But
is that the same thing John Bennett's got?
I think
he was talking about something about tumours.
Yeah, I've got bone spurs in my legs. When I had my discs done in my neck, I had replacement neck discs done in C3-4, 5, 6, and 7. Sorry.
Did you sound like a doctor? You know where exactly everywhere your bone is.
Yeah, well, I carry a card because you can set off things at airports and things like that. And that's what it is on my arm. It's got it all written in there. But yeah, you get the downside is you form bone spurs. Whenever I have a surgery, my own body, where it heals, it doesn't switch off healing. It then starts attacking that area, and you get large areas of flesh and nodules and bone spurs, and
just overgrowth of
problematic. Yeah,
overgrowth of tissues and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, because it doesn't switch off because the brain doesn't use the off switch. You know, it's all to do with your central nervous system being attacked by your own body. It's bizarre.
Alan's asking, has David been ordering £300 from eModels again? £300 worth of stuff.
Colin?
Yeah, that's to do with telling him off his stash of models.
Colin, it's a good job you had your Prince Albert done before you got MS, mate, isn't it?
I beg pardon, mate?
So it's a good job you had your Prince Albert done before you got the MS, isn't it?
Yeah, I did that myself, mate. I was bored one Saturday afternoon and didn't have nothing to do.
Hammer and a nail. That bring a tear to a glass eye, that would. Oh.
Yeah, and I thought I didn't want someone else fiddling with my brooch and earrings, so I thought I'd do it myself.
Hello.
Yeah, made my eyes water a bit, I must admit.
Kenneth M was saying it's the same with having an acquired brain injury. People stare and it kind of hurts. Yeah.
I get it a hell of a lot because obviously I had a famous comment the other week from, I can't say who it was because we're live. But it was, I was sat down at the time behind my desk and I got up to walk and I was like, oh, didn't realise you couldn't walk normal. I'm like, okay, what kind of arsehole are you then, mate?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, what's the fucking problem, you know? You get it if you're out and about because crowds and that, my reaction times to get out of the way. And I'm a big fella. If I bump into someone, they normally fall over. You know, I'm 6 foot and 18.5 stone. I'm a big fella.
I think things like the Paralympics is quite a good thing because, I mean, there's a lot of veterans and that going across, and obviously with all these IUDs and all this. I mean, I'm ex-military myself. I haven't seen any action like that, so I've been very fortunate. But there's a lot of ex-servicemen going across and women that are losing limbs to these things, and there's quite a lot of disabled people, not born disabled, but have got disabilities that are physical that you can see and all that. So, I mean, they get stared at as well, but I mean, it's, you know, it's a hard thing.
You know, I know a lot of people because I did a lot of work with Headway and Mind after I had an accident that, you know, damaged a bit of my frontal lobe. And yeah, it opens your eyes, you know, because I had to go through photo albums and things like that to remember
stuff,
all kinds of stuff, you know. And it took about 2 years to start really re-educating the brain and associating things with things, you know. The downside is some memory capacity can be a bit affected. If I've got 5 things on my mind, someone asks me a question, that becomes number 5 and I lose one of the 5. And I can't remember what it was.
Memory.
So I have to note everything down on Post-it. So that's why I write on the instructions for model kits and that, so that I can remember what I need to do.
It's adapting, isn't it? I mean, with Thomas, he has epilepsy, and we had a CT scan done, and certain parts of his brain aren't connected.
Yeah.
And the hope where somebody whose brain is wired correctly, is the part that you understand what is right and wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, only when I had my head injury that I got my MS diagnosis because they done a deep brain scan and found lesions on it.
Yeah.
So, it was faithful in a way, you know, although it was a problem and it caused issues, in a way it was a blessing because I wouldn't have got that diagnosis, mate. So,
yeah.
I'm laughing.
With Tommy, he has no concept of right and wrong. So, like you use Post-it notes, and we use the technique with Thomas with colour. Yeah. Because he likes the colour yellow, but he doesn't like the colour pink. So we use colour association instead of using Tommy. That's wrong. You're being naughty. It's Thomas. That's pink, or Thomas. That's yellow.
Yeah.
And now he's got a concept of right and wrong now, which before he didn't have at all.
Yeah.
You know, so it's adapted. It's training in different ways, isn't it? It's training your mind in a different way to do things.
Word phrases. I used to play the guitar really well, but my coordination's so off now that it's a struggle. But when I had the head injury, I couldn't remember the guitar strings. So I came up with Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. It helped me remember the guitar strings.
Yeah.
You know, something simple as that. And you know, silly little things like that you have to do just to prompt your mind to remember, you know.
Yeah.
Don Gilchrist is saying there, for fuck's sake, it's like an episode of Holby. Everybody with injuries and everything.
I mean, Alan, bless him, he injured his spine, legs, and ankles when he was parachuting. It took him 2 years to walk again. So yeah, could understand why you're having some issues there, Alan, because that's a nasty injury, mate.
Kenneth M was saying, is Festa talking about Star Wars or C-3PO?
As in what?
Yeah, I don't quite get the reference there.
Probably all the middle bits, I suppose.
Kat's saying that her femur is shattered. What's your femur? That's your leg, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's not able to feel pain because something wrong with receptors up in her brain. So I was walking about with crutches for a while and it buggered her up.
Yeah.
I had to laugh at her comment. I'm pretty small, 162 centimetres and 58 kilograms, so everything's big to me. That's why we've got a meat cat. Bjorn saying, and whoever are doing a Nubicorn Japanese device thing needs to stop or burn. The builders on Discord are being hit by the Nubicorn curse. I think what he's referring to is on the Model Makers Boom Hut. They've got this Discord chat thing, and they've got a group build on the Japanese mechanized Gundams.
Makes them then, Smoo.
Yeah. I think they're Bandai. Oh dear.
He was nearly.
He's nearly fallen for it. Don't get me wrong, we're not anti. I'll have to say the word and get 5 minutes. We're not anti-Gundam. There is a place for that sort of thing, you know. It's just some of us, it's not our be-all and end-all of things. But don't get me wrong, they make beautiful kits. I mean, mine was a beautifully moulded piece.
I've made one. I've just got to paint it. It's beautifully crafted.
Yeah, you know, but it's not the be-all and end-all of our world. So
yeah, I wouldn't buy one. Talking about memory loss. Talking about memory loss here, expat Spain saying it's a good job my balls are in a bag or I would forget them.
So now I can say it's a good job my head's bolted on because I'd forget it because it fucking is.
My head's bolted on too.
Yeah.
Oh, cats jumped out of a plane. Very good. I'd like to try that actually. I went and looked at the tandem parachute jumps thing, but because I'm 6'5" and the weight of me, I was over the. I'm all right for a solo jump, but for a tandem, I was over the weight allowed.
Fell down through the sky like an anvil, mate, wouldn't they? It'd be like Wild E. Coyote with his Acme rocket boots, wouldn't it?
I have sailed out of helicopters in a mob and that, and I've done buildings for charity and that, but in jumping out of a perfect acceptable aeroplane, sorry.
It is on my bucket list of things to do as well as a bungee jump, but my medical people were just like, "Are you mental, mate?"
No, that's boss. He was he had
LAX.
Get your teeth in.
Yeah. I gotta get my teeth back in. ALS.
Oh, right.
And he wanted to go parachuting.
Yeah.
In tandem, and the doctors told him no way, and he went anyway. He didn't tell the parachute people that he had that until afterwards, and they said, "You weren't supposed to jump."
Yeah.
Because, oh, well.
I got asked by the guy that's doing all my pre-op assessment stuff, what sort of things are on my bucket list, and I told him. He went, "Nah." He said, don't tell Richard that. He said, because you'll go mental. I was like, oh.
I did one of mine. I'm quite proud I did one of mine on my bucket list. My dad said, my dad said to me when I was 14, you need to write a bucket list. I said, what's my name? So he explained it. And I wrote silly things on it. And one of them was pissing a volcano. And I did that in Vesuvius. I actually piddled in Vesuvius. So I was quite proud of that.
Yeah.
John's asking if he should send me one of these things. No, I've built one. This was the one that Justin and sent me. No, I haven't told you what it's called. Hey,
mate, you're showing it to the world.
It's well, no, because he was saying, "Do you want me to send you one?" No, I've built one. Bored me to tears, sanding off all the knobs and clicking it together. It's beautifully made. I'll paint it at some point. It's not my thing. I wouldn't buy one. So no, you don't need to send me one beyond, but I have done one. So yeah, I don't see what all the fuss is about.
We just lost 4 viewers.
Judging by the chat, I don't think parachuting's the thing to do because pretty much everyone I've seen there's broken a bone, popped hips out of sockets, and
don't leap out of perfectly serviceable airplanes.
saying he wants to
Another airplane. No.
He'll divorce him.
Yeah, that was just to save Bjorn sending me one. He's like, "Oh, do you want me to send you one?" No, I've done one. I don't see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, send him one. Make him suffer.
No, I've built one.
Make him video it for his YouTube channel and talk explicitly about how much he loves Japanese fighting suits. I'll be eternally grateful for it.
What the? They're on about rappelling from a plane. You can't do that. You wouldn't get a long enough rope, and you'd be, yeah.
Great fun.
They're all talking about throwing hips out.
You know them base jumpers that have got them suits with the fucking wings and that.
Oh, the wings and that, yeah.
I'd love to do that, but you know, I've got zero fucking buoyancy. I'll just
I would
flat on the ground with crackled concrete around me, you know.
I would try hang gliding, but I mean that could go quite wrong quite quick, can it?
Yeah.
I'm terrified of heights, so none of that would work for me.
Oh, I love heights. I always wanted to.
I'm not scared of heights. It's the ground that scares me.
I always wanted to be the guy in the tower crane on top of the skyscraper being built. You know what I mean?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Let me get into an airplane and I can fly it just perfectly.
Yeah. I've got a good head for heights. I mean, when there was an engineering firm I worked for, and we actually had a crane. It was only about 150 feet tall, but it was on rails. Yeah, because you had all the big steel pipes. We did fittings for the North Sea oil industry and big forge and all that. And when the crane driver was off, I used to have to drive the crane.
Yeah.
So you get into it, and you're quite high up as it is at 150 feet, and you've got the big boom, so you lift the metal pipe, but what you don't realise, even though you've got counterbalances, when you start lifting stuff up, the crane starts bending and going down with it.
It's like the steel riggers on skyscrapers where they're walking along the beam. I'd love to be that guy. Just
no, I would need to have a safety.
Stood there on top of the world. You know, I love all of that.
Yeah, you know, seeing all the videos on like Facebook and YouTube and all that, and I mean, like Asian countries and that, where the guys they've no safety gear whatsoever, and they're like demolishing walls. And
James Whittingham and Mustang Wanted are two friends of mine on Facebook, and they do the free climbing of buildings, tower cranes, and fucking hanging off climbing. And they're like, oh, they got a selfie stick going pink. Like, yeah, it's an extreme form of climbing, but fair play to them, you know. It's right till it goes wrong, isn't it?
Crazy people.
Alan's saying he's done hang gliding and he's got a glider's pilot license, but again, he's not allowed to by the way.
Yeah, it's understandable, Alan. Mate. About you do, you know what I mean? I've got a list like that my wife wrote, things I can't do, you know, and rather than be speed dusting and giving me the Skippy expression, I tend not to do them.
Sergeant Bones is saying there, same here. He's done the rappelling. I done it off a 150 foot aqueduct. I quite enjoyed it. And he's done jumps in the army. I've not done a jump out of plane. To get over
sailing, mate.
Yeah, to get over the fear of heights, because if you're ordered to do it, you do it. I remember in basic training, one of the things they do is they take you to a swimming pool and they take you to the highest diving board, whether you can swim or not, and you had to jump off it. It was just basically to see if you would follow orders.
Yeah.
So yeah, the army does a lot of strange testing on you. The claustrophobia one was quite good because we had 80 pound of webbing on a rucksack on our back, and we were on a 10-mile forced march. And then you would stop at the side of the road, and it'd be like this little small bump in the road, and underneath is like just a tiny wee bridge up on a pipe, 3 or 4 feet wide, with a stream running through it, and it's halfway up, and you've got to crawl through it. check for claustrophobia and fear of what?
I'm a weird old fart, mate, because I'd like to have a go in that. You know that thing in NASA that the astronauts go into that it goes around like that.
Centrifuge. See if you could actually.
Mate, I'd love to have a go in there. See my old cheeks. Instant facelift, wouldn't it?
Yeah, see your face going.
But that sort of thing just appeals to me. I'd love to do that. We've got a skydiving place down the road from me where you go in this building and it's like a big fan. You put all the gear on, you float and all of that, you know. That sort of stuff.
Yeah, the centrifuge.
Probably the nearest I'd get to being allowed to do it. It's like I can't ride roller coasters now, which I used to love doing.
Oh, I like them.
You know, but it's one of the no-nos now on my list because of the instability in my spine and that.
Kenneth was saying he likes the old black and white photograph of the workers having their lunch sitting on a steel girder on a skyscraper.
Yeah, a good friend of mine's got that tattooed across his upper back.
Oh, has he?
It's two cables come down from the nape of his neck, and he's got the beam with the 4 old boys with flat cats and a fag in his mouth eating their lunch on this steel girder, and it's a really nostalgic photo.
Alan's saying that his wife's bought a supercar driving experience weekend. Actually, you'll really enjoy it. I did it in Knockhill. My ex-wife got it for me. They do take you around in the car first and sort of say, right, you want this gear for this corner, blah, 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 and then you get a few laps in a Ferrari or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not dangerous.
Yeah, the plane, the vomit comet as well, we said about.
Yeah. Oh, the vomit comet. I would like to try that. I think they shot a lot of, was it Apollo 13 in the vomit comet?
Yeah. There's a beautiful documentary on that to do with that, and
Sergeant Bones is saying, of course, 20 years later and a lot of injuries kind of makes me regret it, except the memories, of course. It's like you see all these fictional films like Top Gun, things like that, where people eject from a plane. When you eject from a plane, it's the last thing you want to do, because most pilots who eject from a plane never fly again, because it hits them so hard up the arse. When those rocket boosters go off, it damages their spine.
Yeah.
So the whole thing of the eject takes the plane and then they're back into another plane and is bullshit.
Yeah. That was us. We'd be going,
what?
Crush nuts, no, lumbago.
The other thing on films, Terry. The other thing on films that's total bullshit. I was a qualified BZAC diver. And
what diver? A beaver?
A lot of beach diving.
Oh, a beach diver.
Yeah. We did a lot of beach diving from on our training at Chesil, and there's some interesting dives off Chesil. You got the Adelaide, which is a sister ship.
Breathing apparatus stuff on, is that the aqualung and?
And James Bond film, when you see him walking out of the water with a wetsuit and tank on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, mate.
Oh, it's really heavy.
It doesn't happen. Yeah, you're weightless for like an hour or so diving.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to a certain point where the buoyancy goes and you get the full weight of everything. You go down on your hands and knees like a sack of shit, mate, and you crawl out.
Your knees buckle. Yeah.
The weight just hit a sack of shit. Now, there was a guy who used to in the mob, he was called Zeb, and we was on holiday, and wives and that. My ex-wife was with us and that, and he'd forgotten his wet. Bob's wife lent him hers, and she was a very big woman, and it was 4 different shades of pink. This wetsuit. He came out of the water, went down on his hands and knees, but the waves were about 4 foot. He got an 8-foot swell up and down the beach, and he was rolling up and down the beach in the swell like a little pink whale. We was just wetting ourselves. And after about 5 minutes of this, one of the lads said, "How many demand valves in your mouth, you DV?" He said, "How many can you see?" I said, "Oh, I can see 2 flapping about." And he was actually drowning. And we just stood there laughing.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we helped him out again.
Kat's basically saying she swims like a brick.
See, I love swimming because Lynn will probably relate this, and maybe Alan. When you've got neutral buoyancy, the gravitational effect on your spine and that is gone. And that freedom you've got. But the only downside of that is I do a lot of hydrotherapy.
I was going to say that, hydrotherapy.
And the only downside is when you get back out of that pool, it's so unbearable, mate, isn't it? But for them 2 hours, I'm like, loving it.
Sergeant Bones is having a giggle at himself. Are they having a chat about a story or something in here? There's a whole lot of It's quite good, you guys in the chat, or sitting chatting amongst yourselves as well.
Yeah, because we ain't got a clue what we're on about. Anyone think we're serious modelers?
Make it up as they go along, aye. I stuck a bit of styrene together, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we all make models, but we also like to goof around and meet other people. And
Right.
this sort of whole
Bits and giggles.
hangouts and live streams and YouTube is such good therapy, because otherwise I'd be shut away in my house not seeing anyone, you know, because I'm housebound. So
Good fun when all the guys come in and they have a wee blather with us. And hey, it's good laugh.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those, you know, because modelling is a very solitary hobby anyway. The illnesses and conditions that us and other people have in the chat kind of separate us from society in a way. So it's nice that we can just have a laugh and a joke.
Quite an isolated hobby anyway, you know, sitting in a room.
You know, because at the end of the day, it makes you feel human again, and that's what I like about it. You know, I mean, it's only since I've been doing this that I've been doing face-to-face stuff on YouTube, and I wouldn't have done that 2 years ago. I didn't even
I'm getting a bit of the feeling of the camaraderie that you get with old army banter. I mean, Sergeant Bones is in. I mean, he's ex-Marines or something, you know.
I liken it to the biker community. I mean, those of us that were a part of that know that bond and in fraternity. Yeah, there are personalities out there. We're always going to have disagreements with people. There's always going to be differing opinions,
ideas. Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have a bad word to say about another modeler, because at the end of the day, I love seeing different techniques. I love seeing different build styles and level of
people new to the hobby and how they come on and all that sort of thing.
And I love all of that. You know, I'm not the best and wouldn't pretend to be so, you know, and I learn something new every day, you know, and I take my hat off to the likes of David, Alan, and other people out there that really deliver sort of museum quality pieces. And I'm like, yeah, fucking good for you guys. But the flip side of that is you do always have someone that's going to either be negative or it's learning not to take it to heart. You know, I've been rivet counted to hell recently on some of my builds, and I'm like, really? Come on, guys. You know, I got rivet counted on my Barry Sheen build, believe it or not, because the Roberts bike is 1 year older or newer than the bike he rode. Well, you can't get a 79 YZMR.
Oh, but that's why you had to custom make the decals for the earlier model.
Yeah, that's right. You know, now I knew straight away the fairing on it is slightly different, but at the end of the day, it's as near as I could get. It's as near as I could get to replicating a fond memory of mine. I'm happy with it. But you always get one person out there that'll go,
the manners 2 inches further forward. Or
it's like, oh, come on, guys, get a life. You know.
Alan's saying he swims 3 times a week. It's something I've never been a fan of the swimming, but yeah. He's 3 times a week. He loves the water, but after it, he walks like his shit. His cell is sore.
Yeah, I mean, I find I need, you know, obviously I walk using sticks, and it would probably be easier for me to use the wheelchair that I've got a lot more than I do. But
you're just determined.
I'm stubborn, you know. As long as I've got the ability to stand, I don't care how long it takes me to get to the door. I'm going to do it under my own steam. But certainly when I'm out and about, it's really difficult. And when you're in a swimming pool, you don't need none of that, and you're just like the guy or the girl swimming next to you. You know, it does make you feel quite normal, and then suddenly you get out and you're like, back to reality.
Well, that's interesting. Kenneth says he mutes the stream and concentrates on his chat. Joke. Kat saying she works from home unless she's going out to fix someone's stuff. Sergeant Bones was a US Army Scout.
I mean, I work, but recently I've had to be medically removed from the workplace because the risk with permanent nerve damage is so high at the moment. But and legally in the workplace, you've got to be realistic. You know, it's not fair on them. But
Alan's having a wee joke with Sergeant Bones. Army, oh, those fellas. Now, what was Alan not a Rupert?
Alan was a Rupert, wasn't he? I think.
He was a Brill Cream boy.
Yeah. Cream boy, wasn't he?
White silk scarf and the old Mr. Chumley worn a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, chalks away.
Chalks away, Ginger. Hold me,
Yes, rather. I'm going for tea and tiffin. What? You coming, chap?
Just imagine him there with the old scarf with a coat hanger in it, giving it the old out of time. Hot shot.
I can't believe he knows the fact that there's 2 or 3 old pongos in here, and he's admitted to being in the RAF.
Oh yeah, he posted up. Yeah, did you have the pencil moustache, Alan? You know, the proper.
It's Alan saying, "Army look at the stars at night. Air Force look at the stars at the front of the hotel."
Yeah, he was RAF regiment. Laugh out loud.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Ken is saying his carers love it that he started modelling and watching my models getting finished and watching the YouTube videos with me. Model making is the only time I don't get told how to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I find it very therapeutic because I had a great description given to me by the neurologist that I deal with, and he's like, you know, you're a prisoner in your own body. You're doing life without parole. He said, so anything you can find out there that gives you the therapy to feel the same, he said, is beneficial, and that's why I love the modelling. You know, it takes away the stuff that's normally a daily grind, doesn't it? At the bench and on the live stream, you forget about all of that crap.
I've not heard this saying before. Cat saying, so you were a ground pounder then. I call them grunts, Army. Army grunts, ground pounder. Expat Spain saying it's your model at the end of the day. Sergeant Mojo is saying scouts are on the ground, in the air, and anywhere you don't expect us. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Sneaky bickies.
Alan said he was RAF regiment. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's interesting. I kind of saying his carers go straight to his modelling studio to see what I've done when they come. I suppose that gives them a little bit of an idea of what mood you're in and how you're doing. Because if you've got a lot done, then you're doing well. And if you've not got a lot done...
That's why I have the 3 levels of things. You know, I have a difficult building task like scratch building or whatever. Then I'll have a medium. And if I can't do that, then I'll just edit video so that you don't sort of, oh, it's beat me today, you know, because it never will. That's my philosophy. You know, it is what it is. I deal with it. I wouldn't change it. It's what makes you at the end of the day as a person.
Yeah. Sorry for making cracking noises. I'm just drinking Iron Brew. It's made in Scotland for girders. Aye.
Yeah. He's got a Mars bar in batter next to him as well.
No, actually, these are quite good. You McVitie's digestive chocolate bars. They're really,
they're a bit moreish, are they?
I'm going to go get me some more water.
Oh, there's some bloke called Dave Rise the Rum Gone Barkers put up a message. Good luck for Tuesday. This is the bloke who wants to creep in my room and stick a cinnamon stick in my arse.
You know that? That's Pip downstairs on the other PC, mate.
Oh, is it now? Well, Pip.
Oh, Pip.
But Dave's been threatening me again with a cinnamon stick.
Yeah, Pip, come up and sort them out. We'd love to see you giving them a dig in the arm live on telly.
Kenneth M's asking, what Scotch does a Scotsman drink? I would have thought a single malt myself.
Vodka.
Single malt, usually. Glenmorangie, you know.
McClellan or something like that.
Yeah.
Knowing Terry like I do, bottles of White Lightning from $1.99 from the corner shop.
Actually, when I've been on in my deep dark sort of times when the dogs have been barking.
Watch out, Dave.
That's what
Pip's on the way.
That's what I used to drink.
You're that bloke with a brown paper bag, ain't you? Like Jack Hackett. Drink fat.
That would be an ecumenical matter. Yeah.
Dave, watch out. Pip's on her way.
You better get your attack weapon out, Dave.
Yeah, he's been really horrible. He's been really horrible to me, Pip. Bastard. Look at his face.
Pip, it's been really horrible to Colin. Colin's going in for an operation on Tuesday.
Yeah, he's threatening to insert things in me and touch my gentleman bits inappropriately.
You are getting that cinnamon stick, mate, I tell you. It kills me. I'm getting the bloody train next week.
To tickle my ivories, mate.
I've said nothing, darling. I've been as good as gold tonight.
Yeah, you look at the camera and say that with a bit of sincerity, you lines.
Dave,
I've
go
been
and
as
check,
good as
Dave, go and check the carpet monster. I think it's eating your halo, mate.
Yeah.
yeah.
He keeps taking the top off of that with the boobs as well, Pip, whilst you're out the room.
Yeah, he keeps showing us our flesh tone bits.
Yeah.
Then have I been a good boy tonight?
Yes, Dave, you have. They've been picking on me and you tonight.
Yes,
but
thank you, Dad.
You did start.
Do sharing bloody checkbooks or something.
Yeah, you did start the VW Bug build a lot earlier than everybody else.
Checkbooks or textbooks?
Checkbooks.
Checkbooks.
I'll look after you, Dave. If you look after me, yeah. That figure painting, mate. She's going to be worming her way to your address now.
I was saying, oh no, Terry, just kick that dog in the nuts. I've kind of kicked it in the nuts now, Alan, but there was a time when I unfortunately my business collapsed and I got made homeless and that. Yeah, it's quite hard to kick your dog in the nuts when that's happening.
Sergeant Bones has said one thing about the hangout gets him wanting some haggis. Good shout.
Ooh, yeah.
Good
Oh,
yeah.
haggis.
Yes.
Yeah, I do like haggis, I must admit.
I mean, the traditional way is haggis, newts, and tatties, which is mashed potatoes and mashed turnip and haggis. I don't like mashed turnip. I like raw turnip. I don't like mashed turnip. I like raw carrots. I don't like mashed carrots. It's weird. So I just have.
They're them long tapered things, aren't they, Smoo? Are you sure it's a turnip?
Are you hanging the parsnips? Dave, get some parsnips to stick up his arse as well when you're there.
Oh, the list. I'm making a list. Don't worry, Smoo.
But I used to take, my ma used to make it, and you get the big plate for it because it's nice and cheap and cheerful. Big, huge plate for mashed tatties. A load of half a haggis on it, and just mix the haggis through the tatties, and
oh,
it's bra.
Funny enough, my missus don't like haggis, and she's a sweaty.
What's Cat saying? Irish haggis to Scottish to Welsh. Yeah, I said it. Haggis is Irish? Don't think so. No, I know. She keeps claiming she's Irish, but no, haggis is Scottish. Yeah, especially the lesser spotted mountain haggis. It's got two legs.
You're going to start off all the Celtic tribal wars at this point.
Yeah, aye, freedom, aye. Just gonna know, aye. Kenneth is saying, why does what's happening with Dave at the moment? Like what?
Yeah, why does what happened?
Put your teeth in, Terry.
Yeah. No, he's saying that's exactly what an Englishman.
Right. Aye. Why does what's happening with Dave at the moment? It's kind of exactly how he pictures an Englishman's married life. Yes, it's sometimes we have to call security aisle 1. Yes,
yeah, but Dave picks on me whenever Pip leaves the room and then sits there trying to get out of it. She's not stupid, mate.
Yeah. Oh, Pip's logged in, and actually, I should actually create an account for Pip with a spanner so that she can ban Dave.
I think we should set up an account for Pip so that she can keep an eye on Dave and his bullying tactics.
Yeah, and hit him with a ban spanner.
Yeah.
And then he disappears for a live feed, and we're like, what happened to Dave?
Him and Mike gang up on me.
Yeah. Sergeant Bones is saying, I eats me turnips raw too, Smoot. Yeah. See, he likes it. It's weird. It's a texture thing. I like raw carrots. I used to eat them as a child rather than when I didn't have much money and I fancied something quite sweet. I would go into greengrocers and get a bag of 3 or 4 carrots and eat the carrots raw. But I don't like them boiled or whatever. It's all right in soup. Turnip as well.
I don't like turnip. I don't like sweet. I can't stand them cooked, mate.
Yeah, it's just a texture thing. I mean, the Americans are into their pumpkin and all that. I don't like that either. Pumpkin, and what's the other thing that they have? It's also like a big pumpkin thing.
I don't know. I don't eat pumpkin.
They make pie out of it sometimes. I know they do it with pumpkin. Squash. I don't like squashes.
I don't like squashes. Don't like turnips either.
Yeah. Alan's trying to say he's Irish. You've not got a very Irish accent, Alan.
Kenneth says to Pip and to keep an eye on Davey's group build cheating. Yeah, I think Pip's wisened up to his cheating tactics.
Cat's saying they serve it over here, Smoo, but they didn't call it Scottish, so I always assumed when I was young that the Irish had it too. Haggis is, I'm pretty sure it's a Scottish sort of traditional dish, a bit like, you know, pies in certain bits of England, pasties in certain bits of England, and, you know, all that sort of thing.
I heard of haggis, but what is haggis?
It's sheep offal.
Minced lamb.
Oh, Dave will tell you. There you go.
What, Dave the Butcher?
Dave the Butcher will tell you.
Minced lamb and other parts of the internal organs of a sheep.
Heart, liver,
minced together.
Lung.
Yeah. Minced together and
oatmeal and spice.
It's and inside is a lining.
Yeah,
and then cooked.
Stomach lining. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually, it sounds reports. It's very, very nice.
Really,
it's a bit like black pudding. If you've never tried black pudding and you hear the description of it, you think, oh no, I can't eat that. But it actually tastes really nice.
When I was younger, I was put off with black pudding because a lot of people call it blood pudding, which it basically is pig's blood and spices and stuff. But when I actually tasted it, I love black pudding. I love. Oh, it comes from one of the islands, one of the West Coast islands. Can't mind. It's really, really good black pudding for across there. What have we got?
No, I just have to come try it.
Yeah. Oh, I feel. I call it full English, but
you got to have black pudding from Bowie.
Sorry, Dave.
You need to Bowie. It's the home of black pudding. Yeah.
Stornoway black pudding. That's the one I like. Stornoway black pudding.
It's not proper black pudding, mate. We've got Bowie black pudding.
A proper fry up here. I mean, they call it an English breakfast. There's none of this hash brown shite. Scotland, it's usually 2 or 3 link sausages, pork sausages, a couple of fried eggs, tatty scone, which is potato scone, fried, of course, beans, mushrooms, haggis. Oh God, what else? Haggis. Some of them do fruit pudding. I'm not so keen on the fruit pudding thing. That's like white pudding with raisins in it. Loads of bacon. You know, it's piled sky high. It's keeps you going. Alan says he holds dual nationality. To be sure. Right, what are we on about now? Oh, Frankie goes to Hobbywood, says he's hungry now. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
You know, we're here to help, mate. Not only do we build models, we make our viewers hungry.
Oh, this is a question for Dave. Kenneth's asking, haggis is a sheep puck, isn't it? What the fuck's a sheep puck? Is that his bum?
No, it's just the stomach lining, mate.
All right, okay. Sergeant Bones is saying, Rabbie Burns and haggis. Not better in my eyes, despite me being a Yank. Aye. Oh, Alan's saying Bury is a home of black pudding. It might be the home of black pudding, but Stornoway black pudding is delicious.
No, it's not. It's rank, mate. You won't have proper black pudding unless you've had.
Well, what?
Bury.
Sergeant Bones is saying even Germans have blood pudding sausages. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in Germany in a military hospital, but I left when I was 3.
Our viewers didn't know. It's nice to have Gordon Ramsay in and hang out tonight and his foodisms, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I love how the Germans like all their sausage. And if you ever go when they have the beer festivals and that across, and they've got all the stands, all the beer verse, curry verse, and bratwurst and all that, I could stand there for hours eating loads of sausages, basically.
Well, the best thing in Germany is go down the autobahn, down the motorway, and stop at the services, and have the scrambled egg and like ham in the morning.
Scrambled egg and ham. Paul Chapman's away.
Just said cheerio, Paul, mate. Thanks for
Paul.
Mate.
I'm laughing at Lynn. Welcome to Smoo's Food Channel. Yes, with a special guest tonight. Heston Blumenthal is going to show you how to do a Tamiya X27 marshmallow.
Hey, mate, don't go calling me Heston now, mate. I'm a damn hand at snail porridge.
Oh, no. Would you like a plate of jelly deals and snail porridge? Cheers, mate. I think I'll go to the chippy. Do you mind?
Yeah. Oh, see. Yum.
Yeah, Cat's same as me. Lived in Germany, was stuck in the military base.
Alan at Northwest says, one wouldn't accept these dishes in the officer's mess. What?
Yes, he's into the proper beluga caviar. Not
Yeah, yes. Oh, there's caviar and a nice glass of port.
Cat's going, I'm hungry now. Smoo feed me. I can't cook. Yeah, I'll be across in 5 minutes, darling. Yep, no bother.
I could imagine Alan turning up at the mess with one of those suitcases that the Pims bloke uses on that advert where he opens it up and it's like...
Pims o'clock.
Little triangular cut sandwiches and some Pims.
And then the Australian Air Force boy comes out with suitcase, opens it up, and this big barbecue comes out with a load of shrimp in it. Yeah. All the stereotypes. So it looks like there's a few were army brats that were based in Germany and all that.
Yeah.
Right, what time is it? Oh, God, we're after 10:30. I think we'll round it up for the evening. It's been very nice, all you lovely people coming in and chatting with us on a Saturday night.
Northwest Modeler, one has standards and one only shops at Aldi, what. I thought it would have been Waitrose, mate.
I like that Aldi Lidl song as it goes. Aldi Lidldy, Aldi Lidldy. Sergeant Bones, up north for me. I'm in Fulda, down in Hessen. Right, okay. Yeah, Sergeant Bones is based in Germany now, isn't he? Yeah.
Cat says you're too old to stay up all night then.
No, well, it's...
kept me up till 6 o'clock this morning. Bloody pain.
It's kind of like we start at 7:30 and we try to finish round about 10:30. It's a good 3 hours, and it's but it's really, really nice. Everybody pops in. Keep sharing your work on the dungeon. If you're not a member of the dungeon, register for the dungeon. Show us what you've been up to, what you're building. Really do appreciate you all tuning in. Next week we will be short, obviously, of Colin because he'll still be in hospital. So we're all wishing Colin every success with his surgery and a speedy recovery and everything. So it's nice everybody's been wishing him good luck with his operation and everything. So yeah. I think until next Saturday, when there's probably fewer of us, we shall see you then. So from me, it's a very good night and thank you all for tuning in.
Good night.
Good night from him.
Yeah, peeps. See you in a few weeks, I hope.
Thanks for having me, Derek.
Good night. Good night. Good night.